about getting it to go through.
Okay, well, hold on before you go live. I'm having computer problems. Stupid computer, wait till the last second and then go out
Of
on.
course. You know how that goes.
Now I can pull it up.
All right, we're live, so
I can pull it up.
all right, we're live.
There's not a share.
All right, who has the echo?
Mine's muted.
I think it's me. I'll say something and then a few minutes later it's spitting out.
Okay. Are you on your computer too?
Yeah.
Mute your computer.
What if I mute my phone?
Either one, yeah.
Either one.
Which is something I cannot do. I had to search for my mic earlier. Just do I?
You can either turn your volume down on your phone all the way, or you can mute your computer.
Well, if he gets it, if he gets it on Facebook.
All right. Give me a second. It's low. It's on Facebook.
All right. Can you tag me?
Hey, everybody. As you can see, we got Miss Paula in here tonight. If you give us just a minute, we're trying to get it on her Facebook where her friends and family can watch. So we'll be with you in just a second.
All right, I'm going to copy this link and send it to you. Come on.
Okay, I just shared it, so hopefully it'll work.
I just sent it to you in Messenger.
Okay. All right, great.
That's live on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I shared it on my news feed, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my phone off.
Okay.
I got one of them.
All right. I'm going to go back up while you're doing that and go through the people that's in chat, or Katie can do it if she wants.
We got Mike Simpson. We got Stephen Corley.
Okay. We're good.
All right.
Okay. We got, see, I said Stephen Corley. Jason Lamb. We got Art from One Ton Fishing. Maurice Kasem. Country Catfishing. Fishing with Big Mike. Mad Catter. Fins and Fines. Judy Booty Catfishing. Country Catfish with Chuck. That's a new one.
Chuck Watkins, he has been one of the best friends.
Yeah, he is.
To me, in the last year than I've had my entire life.
I've had him on my live. I think a year ago.
Chuck is. You could not pick a better friend.
No.
He's from Cass King, isn't he?
Yeah, he's also Cass King.
Okay.
But he has supported me through the last
He thinks a lot of you.
I think the world of him. He's helped me get through the last. Of course, y'all know I've had a lot going on, and he's helped me get through it, and I'll never forget it. I eternally owe him.
We're gonna try to get him back up here again sometime.
I'm gonna go get my other headset. I'll be right back.
All right.
Hey, Avid is on.
Huh?
I was reading the chat, and I said, Avid's on.
Yeah, I'm talking to some of the people in there. Hello, Laura. Hi, Judy Booty. Country Catfishing with Chuck. Brian B. We are the awesome and amazing queen of the 80-pound club, where she has now graduated from the 80-pound club to the 100-pound club. So I imagine we'll be seeing her land a lot more 100-pounders now. Tim says, Miss Paula, the queen, the rodeo queen.
Who said that?
Tim Molina.
Oh, he is. He's been super nice too. Before my rod came out, I said, "Do you want me to show it to you?" But you can't say nothing about it. And he said, "No, I want to wait. I want to see when it comes out. I want to see everybody's response." So.
Yes, Judy Booty, I am correct on what I said. And Paula will confirm it that she is now part of the 100-pound club.
Well, I really can't say, I'm a 100-pound club, but I will tell you this. I've hung a 82, a 84, an 88, and I hung one the beginning of the week, and I hung it on my rod, my Paul Smith rod, and it bent that rod. There was one eye showing. Everything was underwater, and I knew I had to get that pole straight up, and he was strip and drag the whole time. And I knew if I got it straight up, and he give me them 2 or 3 seconds to reel down, and because he was trying to get back in that log, and he give me the 2 or 3 seconds, and I reeled down on him, and I felt it break. And when I reeled in, I thought, dang, my leader was bad. I reeled in, there's half a hook.
That's the 100-pound.
Exactly. It was a flathead, I can tell you that, because it fought like one. It
Right.
felt like
Flatheads
one.
don't roll and they don't come up. They stay hooked to bottom.
Right. And it was like pulling on a truck, like a 4-wheel drive truck in park.
Oh man.
But I know where he lives, and I'm grateful he's not on a trot line.
Right.
So
You'll go back. You'll get him in the boat.
yeah, it was a feeling. I mean, anytime you go out fishing and something like that happens, yeah, you want to get them in, but sometimes you don't. But you still
it's when
count
you
that
don't.
as an accomplishment.
It's when
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't. It's a learning experience of what you have to do next time. That's better.
Well,
Better get that fish in here.
I went home. I thought about it. Thought about everything. Where did I make a mistake? And it was everything was perfect. I
Right.
had a bad hook.
Yeah. Just that's where inspection of the hook and line comes into
Well,
play.
it came out of a brand new pack,
Right.
and that hurt.
Right. You just never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of it.
Yeah.
You can go fishing 30 days out of a month, and you might catch a fish 5 days out of that month.
Exactly.
You come home with less catches than more.
Right.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I mean, it's not. Everybody thinks it's easy, but it's not. It's you have to want it. You have to put your time in. you have to research. You can't just go out there and throw your line out there and say, hey, I hope I can catch a fish. Uh, Learn your sonar, learn your maps. That is so important because them pinch points, them, where they can get out of the current,
Right.
that's important to see and find and mark, you know.
All right. Can I get one of my mods to share Paula Smith's YouTube page? Let's try to get her up to 500 or 600 tonight. Get her channel growing.
I about give up on that. It's like I'm tired of asking people to.
No, we're gonna help. We're gonna help you because we got some people that can share your channel out and get you
I'm
taken care of.
absolutely stunned you're not over that, well over that.
I thought
I
you'd be up
couldn't
around
believe that.
1,000.
Well, I didn't hardly ever put a lot on YouTube. It was all about fishing for me.
Right.
And we videoed it and I'd post it on Facebook. Uh, it's all about fishing for me,
Right.
and I appreciate the subs. I really do. I appreciate them. And I think I was like 90 something shy of 500 today. So,
Yeah, I was working on it through Stan's live stream this morning to get you pushed up there.
I appreciate that. I appreciate everything you said. It means a lot. It really does.
Because not only am I trying to help young channels get out there, I'm trying to also get the females of catfishing out in the cat community so they can be known and be seen
Right.
and let them be a part of something that's great.
Right. And it's a struggle. Katie,
This ain't just a man sport. It's a female sport, it's a child sport, it's a family sport. Everybody needs to be involved.
right. And Katie can back me up, I'm sure. It's hard for women to
It
get,
is.
But this is why
It's hard to get any type of recognition for anything we do,
right.
regardless of whether it's fishing or
one reason
whatever.
why.
On a bikini and showing cleavage. Well,
Right.
I want to be recognized for my fishing skills, for
Mhm.
my knowledge of fishing. That's what I want to be. If I don't see tomorrow, because we don't know, tomorrow's never promised. I want people to say, hey, do you remember Paula Smith? She was out there and I want them to remember me by fishing, not because I wore a bikini or,
Right.
because it is it's a sport
Right.
that, and I've had a lot of support from lots of men and I've noticed, there's been more women uh, coming on live chats, and I'm happy to see that. And I'm going to say this: if you want it, go after it. Don't quit. Don't give up, and don't let nobody discourage you. I don't care what they say.
All right. I know we got a lot of female anglers, catfish anglers that's out here in chat. What would be a word of encouragement that you can give to them for
Don't give up.
catfishing?
Do not give up. You can do it. It's the same things I tell my grandkids. You can do this. Whether it's from a bank, from a boat, it don't matter. You can do this. Uh, Research it. If you don't know, about certain things, research it, and you'll find your answer. And keep at it. Just keep at it. Uh,
So,
you know,
I'm sorry about that.
no, go ahead.
How old were you whenever you started fishing? I mean, did you fish as you were a kid or?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I had two brothers, and if we wasn't in the garden pulling weeds, and the only time we had to do that was when we was in trouble. So we was in the garden all the time. And my dad, my first fishing pole was a cane pole, and I'm going to show my grandkids how to make a cane pole. And that's all we really had to do. You know, you either worked in the garden, you worked in the fields, or you snuck up. My mother scared death of water, so you snuck off and went fishing. So I love it. I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like the air I breathe. That's how much I love it. Whether it's a 5 pound, 50 pound, 100 pound, if that pole bends, it's just the world stops and it's me and that pole.
Okay, okay, guys, let's keep it clean.
Somebody say something ugly.
They're talking about this bikini issues. I'm telling them to keep it clean.
Oh,
If somebody wants to go out fishing in a bikini, hey, you know that's why we live in America. But I'm not gonna sell my stuff short.
No, I'm not here to be putting women on here to be shamed down or anything. If anybody wants to talk bikinis, they can.
Right. You don't have to show your body, your cleavage to get out there in the fishing world, to start getting on that first step, second step up that ladder. You don't have to do that.
No, you don't.
right,
You have
And
to
I
have
agree with that.
determination.
right.
Women deserve just as much respect as a man does.
Now, I'm going to tell you, I told you a while ago that I'd wind up saying it. I'm the old goose in the barnyard. I come from my mother's real small, and I'm not I'm small too. I think I could probably still pull off a bikini, but I'm not going to.
No, no.
When did you get into the tournament fishing? When did you decide that you wanted to do that?
uh, After I caught the 88, I started doing some tournament fishing. Now, Ken, my husband, he does not like tournament fishing. He loves to crappie fish, and I mean, I've got 9,000 pages here of work stuff he studies. But I'm not as big on tournament fishing as I am fishing in general. Uh, my goal is to get that Tennessee state record, and then I want, the world state record.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's
No.
my goal. If I'm in a wheelchair in the back of my boat, I will have it.
I believe that too.
Here's a question I have for you. After your fourth 80-pounder, how much has that changed you in catfishing?
None.
Would you keep catching the 80-pounders or would you catch the smaller ones too?
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. If I reel a fish in, I'm screaming, did you get that on film? Now take my picture. A fish is a fish is a fish. Uh, Naturally, everybody wants to catch a huge fish, but
Right.
it's the love of the sport. It's the passion. Do I want to hit the 70 mark? I mean, sure, that'd be great. Do I want to hit the 20 mark? Sure, that'd be great. I love to fish. So size is not, I don't go out there with this, focus on, I'm going to catch the 100-pounder. Where is he? I'm going out there to find fish, because they're all fun to reel in.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I'm proud of the ones that I've caught, and I'll never forget it. But I mean, I've caught them anywhere from a pound to 88, and possibly 100. sickening. But it's about fishing.
Yes,
It,
it is.
some people like to paint, and if that's what you want to do, then that's what you go do. Focus on what you love, what you have that passion for, whether it's driving a tractor, uh, painting, uh, doing somersaults. If that's your passion, go after it 150% because you can do it. You can do it.
Me, if I didn't have to work, I'd be hiding on the riverbank all day long fishing
Well,
every day.
yeah, I work outside. I do maintenance at Loretta Lynn's, who sponsored me this year, and I weed eat and I mow, and it gets hot, and it gets, But when I get off, it's like I've got 2 3 hours before it's dark. I can go load up and put in and try to catch fish.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Now,
it's, go ahead.
Loretta,
Yeah,
Miss Lynn is a country singer, right?
you're right. She lives.
Yeah.
She lives in the same county I live in.
That must be amazing.
Well, I tell you what, they celebrated yesterday her 89th birthday, and
Wow.
Well,
she just come out this week with her new album. The title of it is Still Not Woman Enough. I can't remember. Not woman enough to take my man, but and I've talked to her personally. She is no different. She acts no different than you, me. I carried her some turnip greens last winter, and Lord, she was so tickled to death. She is she is an icon. She is an icon, and uh, somebody to really be proud of, especially here from Kentucky or from Humphreys County, because
yeah.
Yeah, Chuck
she's
says the title of the album is "Still Woman Enough."
still, yeah,
Hi,
still
Mike Greenwell. Hi, Sunfish Assassin. If you guys have any questions for Paula, please post them in chat with a question mark so me or Katie can catch them and we can ask Paula.
ask away.
So, what do you think of your new Paula Smith Muddy River rod?
Uh,
She's laughing about that one.
It's the bomb.com in my book.
it's a beautiful rod. It
It
is
is.
Chris Flores, and I brought mine in because I know the first thing he asked me, is there anything you want to change? And I said no, because I thought I'm not going to use mine. They're going on the wall. Mine ain't going to touch a boat. They're not leaving the house.
Right.
But
No, that's the one you had the big one hooked on, right?
yes, and I thought, man, that would have been some great advertising for Chris Flores.
Well, even that was a great advertising, seeing how it handled on that big fish.
Yeah, what I wanted to show was I was scared to death when he asked me. He says, "Is there anything you want to change?" And I said, "No, no, it's beautiful." I said, "The only thing that scares me is that I'm afraid people won't want it because of the white handle. I don't know about y'all, but when I get done fishing, I back my boat in the barn and I come on to the house because I'm tired. But I put a thing of it's bleach wipes, baby wipes, and you can see. Well, you probably can't. Everything's so backwards on this, but
Messes
take
me
that
up
bleach
too.
wipe and it goes right back to like it never come out of the wrapper. It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mid
Them
South is
fish
asking, has a question for you.
who?
Mid South, fishing the Mid South asks, Paula, how does your rod differ from the Muddy flathead Muddy River catfish rod?
Uh, there's not a whole lot of difference. I mean, it's basically the same rod. Uh, it's just a different color. It's got my name on it. This year, Chris stitched the handles.
Oh wow, he stitched them.
He
Yeah.
stitched them instead
It's
of
beautiful.
yeah. So you don't have to worry about that in the heat, the adhesive coming loose.
Right.
Uh, it's he made a dream come true. Uh, I could never in my life repay him for what he
No,
did.
he did something awesome
Yeah,
when he made that rod, and
and of course
that was only.
I'm sponsored by Cast King also. I matched mine with the Recon uh, because I thought the black would make the white pop.
Mhm.
Right.
And it does. And the Recon's a great reel. I've been pushing it. I ordered all Recons to put on my. Now I'm gonna have my signature series rod when I'm in a tournament. When I'm out here, pleasure fishing,
Right.
I use my other rods because I
Right.
want to baby these things. It's
Yeah.
like
Judy
don't touch
Goody
my
says Darla caught a 20-pound flathead on a Paula Smith rod.
Well, congratulations. I think I seen that on Facebook.
That's
I
awesome.
think I see it. Yeah. But I mean, it's got my name on it. It's, if anybody wants one, contact, www.muddyrivercatfishing.com and Chris Flores will hook you up. Uh, I don't think the price is out of range for the rod that it is. I mean, uh, mine was plumb down in the water and it didn't snap. So,
That's the rod.
yeah,
That,
yeah.
that's
A
that's
lot of the
amazing.
younger people want the bright colors and and there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, Katie, have you noticed that mine turns colors?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're out in the sunshine, it's got that sparkle copper metallic, and when you get a little bit of shade, it turns brown, and then you get a lot of shade, it turns black. I
Yeah.
mean,
Wow.
it's
Depending
amazing.
on what type of light you got on it, it's just all
Yeah,
different colors.
I wonder what
It can look from maroon to copper to black. I mean, it's pretty
yeah.
awesome.
I wonder
He
what it look like under a black light.
well, somebody will have to try it and let me know.
It has a
Okay,
white tip, so that probably
JP
be what would stand
JP3
out the
has a
most.
question. Have you ever tried a Casking Rover 70? I have had trouble with mine backlashing a lot.
Okay, now I've got the Rover 80 and I've got the Rover 60. And they're on my, one of them's on one of my black rods, one's on my blue rods. Um, I've not had trouble with them backlashing. And, you know, this is just a suggestion when you cast, maybe hold your thumb on that line a little, not, hard enough to stop it, but just a little harder that
It won't backspin.
right, right. Cause I mean, I've got rods that, want to try to backlash with me, but once I know when it hits the water, I start putting that pressure. It's still going where I want it to go. It's still going down, but it's got enough that it's not going to wad up and bird nest.
All right. Fishing with Sabrina wants to know what your favorite bait or lure is to use.
Uh, My favorite bait is gizzard shad, fresh gizzard shad. I won't use a frozen gizzard shad. I'm gonna take these off because I'm getting a headache. Uh, I won't use a frozen. I don't like frozen bait. Period. Normally, I'll go out, catch my bait, and go fishing. But we all know there's those times that you can't find the bait. So I've got a freezer that we just got through stocking with skipjack. Right now, they're draining the bottoms. Uh, if you knew where I lived, you'd know what I was talking about. TVA is draining the bottoms into the Tennessee River, which makes bulls, and we've got skipjack. But
Right.
since TVA is no longer running, we don't have skipjack here. I mean, there's one here, one there. So their bait of choice is normally gizzard shad. Now, bluegill, I'll use bluegill for flatheads. I'll use skipjack, gizzard shad. The bloodier, the better. Uh,
Uh-huh.
in my personal opinion, you don't have to have live bait to catch flatheads.
I got a question for you. Red horse, sucker, buffalo, and carp. Have you ever tried them for catfish?
Uh, Asian carp is a great bait in the hot of the summer in my area.
Okay.
Like when they come off a spawn and the bite starts getting really hard, Asian that they'll eat the zebra mussels. I've used mussels like that, um, and Asian carp. Asian carp is a I don't know why they like it better in the summertime, but you just kind of try to have a variety because each body of water is different.
Right. Judy wants to know what reel do you recommend, bait caster and spinning?
Uh, I'm going to say the Recon and the Cap Scan, and that's Cast King. And I'm not saying it because I'm sponsored by them. I'm saying it. Anything that I use, I believe in. I'm not going to use it just because, ooh, I get a logo to put on my boat or a T-shirt or so forth. And then I would go with the Sharky 3 on the bait caster. It's from Cast King. Cast King makes a good product, and they try to keep the price down to where us average people can afford it. I'm not going to pay $150 for a reel. I'm just not going to do it. Uh, it's, I mean, you can go get a Zepco,
Well,
and
I made that mistake and done that twice on two pin reels. But then again, I like my pins.
yeah, I mean, it's everybody has their, it's like we had this big battle, which I try to just ignore. What's everybody's favorite rod? And everybody named off, I'll get this one, get that one. The person needs to uh, make a decision, go wherever they're selling them, fill them out. Don't go buy five, buy one. See what you think about it, because I may like something that you think is like I wouldn't use that if it's the last thing in the world. Same goes with reels, hooks, line. Everybody has their own preference, and
No, hold on a minute, Judy. You're doing good. That's how you're going to learn by asking questions. And the people that's up that's up here every week. You can ask them questions, and they'll help you learn and give you better tips and techniques for fishing.
And I want to congratulate y'all or give you the elbow. Uh, it's great that y'all are acknowledging everybody in chat, because I've been in chats and been ignored. Don't ignore these people. They want to know.
No, they
They're
want
not.
to know. And that's
They're
another
not.
reason
They're
why
not
this.
here to see this pretty hairdo.
No,
You know, that they're here to try to learn, to try to, you know, I don't know. They may like my accent.
I look beyond the accent.
I love my accent.
That's right.
I mean, and the older I get, the worse it is. No, no.
Let's see. I had something I was going to ask and I forgot what it was. Oh, okay. I know in your videos and maybe some other live, I heard you and you said that Ken taught you a lot about the boat, as you know, and how to use the boat and everything. Um, was it really hard for you to learn how to read the navigation and learn all that, you know, what's what on that navigation system as far
No.
as what you're looking at?
The sonar itself, I've got down scan, side scan. Uh, that wasn't hard to learn. I was lucky enough to be born where I didn't have to take the boating education, but I was lucky enough to have a husband that was a game warden, and he wasn't going to turn me loose on a boat unless I knew what I was doing. That's
Right.
the hardest part. Is water is unforgiving. Uh, you've got, especially from now till winter, you have got bass fishermen, pleasure boaters, people out there drinking on the water, and you have to watch out for you. Uh, you know, I'm gonna say TWRA, because that's what our resource officers are.
Right.
They can't be everywhere at one time.
Can't expect them to be.
Right, and they're so stretched, so thin. We have two in our county. Usually they have two per county. Some counties don't have that many. We've got boating that's strictly for boating accidents, things like that. But you've got to pay attention to the other people out there. You do have to pay attention to your sonar. You have to pay attention to what's like debris. We've had a lot of debris the last week, 2 weeks. You can't just bust out there wide open in the middle of the river channel when we've had flooding or anybody's had flooding, because some of these things you don't see until it's too late. So, I mean, you could go online in the state of Tennessee and take the boating class, and it teaches you, I believe it starts April in the state of Tennessee. You have to have your kill switch connected to your body. That's
That's a law in every state.
Well, it wasn't in Tennessee, but now it is a definite law. Which it's there. You should have it on anyway. And I'm guilty. You know, I'd be. I never used mine up until the last couple of weeks, and I kill my motor more than I should, because when I get anchored down, I'm up out of that seat ready to, start cutting some bait. It's like, well, I've killed my motor, you know. But
Forget
I
about
mean,
it.
Paula,
Learn,
I
learn
don't
everything you can.
I don't know if you remember this man, but he says, "Hi, Paula. I'm the man that seen you at Duck River Pump House and said hi to you, Randall Wade."
At the pump house on the Tennessee River or on
Yeah,
the Duke River?
he
Says
said the
Duck
pump
River.
house.
Okay, that'd be the Tennessee. Yes, I sure do. Because he was out there trying to catch skipjack, and he said, I watch all your videos, and that made me proud. Yes, I sure do.
Everybody, might just keep sharing out Paula's page and let us get her over 500 or close to 600 tonight. Share out her
Fishing with Sabrina wants to
share
know,
out
Miss
her page.
Paula, if you've ever done any kayaking.
Uh, no, I've done, canoeing. Um, I really don't. Now, this is probably right the opposite. I would not like to be in a kayak in the middle of the Tennessee River and hang a 80-pound catfish because I don't think the end result would be good.
No, 80
You
pound
know,
catfish in a kayak. That ain't gonna be a
yeah,
good mixture.
it just, I mean, I can't imagine getting it into the kayak without tipping. And
Mm-mm.
uh, no, I'm not. I, I'm not going to do the kayaking thing.
No,
Do you choose mono or braid?
uh, I use both. I swore them down a year ago that I would never use braid. That's all I want on my reels now. I use 65-pound braid with a 40-pound mono leader, and
that's
I use a 9/0 circle hook. I'd like to have a 10/0, but 9/0's
I
good.
I use anywhere from 6/0 to a 14/0 circle hook offset.
Yeah,
But I use a 65-pound braid with a 40-pound mono leader.
well, that's just like me.
Uh-huh. And that's on my 15-foot heavy action catfish rod I use from the bank.
Yeah, it's as long as you got it, your leader tied up good, your hook tied up good. You ain't gonna have no problem. You
Right.
know, uh, one thing I see people make mistakes, and I did too, starting out was used to you had to set your own hook. Well, we don't have to do that no more. And
No.
I see so many people go up to that rod holder just because they're starting to get a hit and want to, reel down. And if they're on the boat with me, I'll say, don't touch it, don't touch it.
No.
We don't have to do that no more. Wait till he takes it down. You know you got him, reel down on him, and then take it out of that rod holder. But
All
Right.
right.
it's a hard habit to break because I had to break it too.
Yeah, it is a hard habit to break because I
Mid
did it
south.
last year. I got
Mid
Yeah,
south.
I was fishing with a bobber, one of them big floats. I was fishing with one of
yeah.
them in the backwater, and I got a great takedown. That bobber smacked the water, sounded like a shotgun. My instinct was just grab it and yank. And I yanked it out of that fish's mouth, and I saw that
Right.
tail come up as big as my hand. And I'm telling you, I wanted to cry. I mean, it was just gut
But
wrenching. But I
you
knew
learn
right as soon as I done it, I knew what I'd done. And
right. You learn a lesson, and that's
yeah,
key. Is you have to be you have to be able to be teachable. You
right.
have to
Exactly.
because it's a learning experience every time.
Absolutely.
If somebody gives me says, hey, if you'll do this way, it's a little quicker, a little easier. I'm not going to let it go in this ear and out the other. I'm going to use it. If it helps me. a lot of people, it insults, if you say, hey, if you'll do it this way, it eliminates, time, it eliminates, like for instance, in your rod holder and you're anchored down, if you put your pole all the way down into that rod holder and you hang, say, a 50-pound catfish, you got that much of the butt of that rod to get out of that rod holder. So when you're in motion, you keep them all the way down so they don't bounce out. But when you're fishing, let them hang inside the rod holder 2 to 3 inches. That way you can raise up and get it out of there.
Right.
But if that whole thing's in there, my only suggestion is get a hacksaw and go to
Cut that pipe.
I never thought about that myself, but you're right.
Right. Because when they go down with that pole, they've got you. They've got pressure. And if you get that pole pointed up, you're bringing them up to your area.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they'll start fighting, swimming off. But if you can't get them up, then they've got you.
Right. That's where the drag comes into play.
Right. And don't ever have your drag tight.
No.
Give them enough, and it's something that comes with time. Everybody will find their own nick, how to do it. I try to keep my drag. I grab my hold of my braid, and I pull. I mean, I don't just, and it, runs out like you dropped a spool of thread.
Right.
I pull to where I know that fish has got enough to get a little leverage, not realize what's going on.
Right. And with a rod bend and you get that rod bent and it slowly lets out, not just a speed demon.
When that rod goes, stops doing the hit and goes completely down, I know I've got them. I'll go up there, and before I even take it out of the rod holder, I reel down, make sure I've got him, take him out of the rod holder, and then I try to get him, wear him out and bring him in. And I don't know why I call them hymns, but all fish are hymns.
All right, Mid-South wants to know what brand of hooks you prefer.
Tackling cat ups.
Do what?
I said tackling cat ups.
I'm sponsored by Tackling Cat Hooks, and I'm not going to say that because I had a hook break that it was Tackling Cat's fault. It just could have been a bad hook and one in 1,000 hooks,
Right.
It's just a factory
Stuff like
defect.
that happens no matter what.
Right. So I'm not going to bash them. It's not their fault. It was just, it just wasn't meant to be. And that's okay. I know where he lives. I'm coming back for him.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Do you ever fish from the bank still?
Yeah, when I take my grandsons fishing, we'll fish from the bank. And this year, I promised them that I was going to fish more local tournaments, but I could only take one at a time. If I had both of them, I'd jump out of the water, out of the boat. But the 5-year-old, he's 5 now, he is gifted. He has the gift of fishing, and he got it honest. Children doesn't their attention span are so short.
Mm-hmm.
But last year he was 4 then. I said, "Let Nana throw your rod out." No, I throw it. So okay, it's the only way you're gonna learn. Throw it, and I'll get all that tangle out when you get done. He throwed it out there and he squatted down and he didn't move a muscle until he caught a fish. And I think it took 2 to 3 hours. Now
Wow.
that's a 4-year-old.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that's
Yeah.
great.
Get
Uh,
a 4-year-old to set that long.
yeah. He loves it. He caught a channel cat last year, and you know how they'll stick you. And
Right.
he said, Nana, I want to hold him. I said, baby, these will stick you and it hurts. I want to hold him. So, okay. You know, I give it to him. He held him and he released him. Uh, and I am eternally grateful that both my grandchildren love to fish. My oldest, he loves to creek fish and use lures, stuff like that. Now, the youngest will do that, but he had rather catch catfish, but they may grow up and decide they want to be skydivers, and that's okay with me.
Oh, I think you got that 4-year-old bit hooked on fishing.
Yeah, uh, he uh, he said that Nana, when you go to heaven, I get the boat. And I said, well, what about Hayden? He said he can have your truck.
I'm gonna bring in someone for you that is your uh second place below Katie for one of your top supporters. He wants to come in and say hi.
Okay.
Hello, Miss Paula. Hello,
Well,
Katie.
hello, Mr. Stan.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to come up and say hello.
Well, I'm glad you did. I watched you just for a few minutes. I wanted to come on and say hi this morning, but with the fishing I've been doing, my yard work and getting all my plants out of the greenhouse has been neglected. And I'm telling you, I'm tired today.
Well, I know you feel the same way I do. The love and support that everybody shows out there, it just it touches the heart. It really does.
It's unexplainable.
It's
And
amazing.
and I want everybody to know, whether they're on the chat now or listening now, I'm no different today than I was a year ago because of this rod. Uh, I'm no better than anybody. Chris Flores made a dream come true for me.
Oh yeah.
And um, if you ever lose track of the passion for fishing, or the basics that we grew up with, like setting the hook, looking. I mean, some of us older, Katie, you can't. You're too young. But some of us prime people here, we can go down a river bank and look at a spot and think I can get a fish there. Uh, just because that's what the way we were, grew up. We didn't have all this modern technology, but I just want everybody to know I am so blessed and so grateful and so very, very humble
Well,
because
and that's why we
God,
need to get Miss Paula up to 1,000 subs, 2,000, 3,000.
Everybody,
That's right.
let's share out Paula's link in her channel to where we can get her above 600.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I've been
yeah,
putting it out there.
I'm awake now.
Let's do this work. Hey, she's an
I
amazing
appreciate
woman.
y'all don't
She's an
know.
amazing catfishing woman. She has awesome videos. She helps everybody out that she can with what the knowledge she has. So let's share some love.
I want, it's like a huge family, and I appreciate everybody that acknowledges me as a angler. You know, it's just no words can describe the gratitude I have from
But
you guys.
Miss Paula, I tell people, 6 months last year at this time, I'm sitting on my couch. I go to the river every once in a while with my son, but nobody knows who I am. I literally can go places now, and people actually around here recognize me just
Well,
from
you've been
being.
better off than I am.
It's just but I'm a kind of they don't see a lot of people 6'4", 6'3", 400 pounds. I'm kind of recognizable. I stand out, so I get it. But
Well, and now it's like today was Red Day, so I've got Steve Douglas Monster Run Holders. Tomorrow will be Black Day, so I have Muddy River, and uh, it's some. My husband told me once. He said it's it's about the fame. You want to post all these pictures because you want the fame. Has nothing to do with the fame. I
No.
caught fish and I want my best friend in the world that I grew up with. No, look what I caught.
yeah, yep.
It had nothing to do with when the '88 come out and everything just went haywire. I was posting. I'd posted at '82 just a few months before that one, and nobody even noticed it. It's just I want to share. This is what I do, and if you follow my Facebook, uh, it's mostly about my grandchildren, my family, fishing, or the great outdoors. You know, but
Yeah.
I appreciate each and every one of y'all for your support, for even acknowledging me, because I feel like that. I mean, I still feel like that. Uh, People say things like, you, Steve Douglas. He said at the Catfish Conference, that I was competitive, and I am. Growing up with two brothers, you had to be. But I mean, he ranked me up there as one of the top female anglers, and that
Well,
just
Paula, I'm going to change that just a little bit. I don't rank you up as one of the top female anglers. Take female out of it. You're up there as one of the top anglers.
thank
Exactly. You were
y'all
the
trying
top
your best to
anglers.
make me cry, and ain't gonna happen.
Hey,
But
I
I want
agree with
to.
Stan. Take the female out of it.
Yep.
You just plain flat out one of the top anglers out there.
I don't care.
I got a long way to go
No,
to be one of the best. I got a long way to
you're
go,
the
but
queen of the 80, and now you're knocking on the doorstep of the 100-pound club.
And
You're up there with the.
I'm
You're
gonna tell
reaching
y'all
up
what
there with the best.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I did when I reeled that in. I thought I'm gonna call TWRA and tell them to bring some divers. I believe there's a body under a log,
my
and let
goodness.
them go down there and get my fish. I mean, y'all know how crazy we think, but and I wouldn't have done that for nothing in the world, but it run across my mind.
I would have done that to see if they would have done it, but I'd hate to hear the report of what
Yeah.
was down there underneath that log when they came back up, or how
Well,
quick they come back up.
they probably would call Ken and say, "Is your wife been drinking?"
She better
And I
not be out on the boat drinking.
You know if they went down there,
right.
if they went down there quick, if they come up there 10 times faster, you know it's something bigger than what they were down there.
I'll guarantee you, and I try not to ever tell a fish tale or stretch the truth. I hung the Tennessee state record flathead. I know I did. I felt him. you know, I felt it. And it wasn't the current, it had nothing to do with that. And the guy that was on the boat with me, he took my phone and went live. And after the line broke, he just deleted it. But Peel and Drag seen it. And he called me and he said, "What have you got?" And I said, "I didn't get him. I didn't get him. He broke the hook." But it's just part of fishing.
How long did you fight him for?
I probably held the rod up a good 7, 8 minutes. And the whole time he is stripping drag, and I'm tightening it, but I'm not,
Right.
lock tightening it.
You didn't lock it down.
Right. I'm just tightening it enough to where if he will give me them 2 or 3 seconds, I can get him out of there. And
Right.
he give them to me, and I reeled down on him, and then bam. And I thought, well, I should have checked my leader line, but
Well, that's 2 fishes in 2 days because Creel had one yesterday.
yeah.
Or his brother
Gabe had it.
did.
No,
Yeah.
that was
Gabe.
his son, Gabe,
His
15-year-old
had it.
boy.
And he fought one for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it
I
came
would
off.
fight one 24 hours straight if it come down to it.
And
The only thing that might have made a difference is if the people that were on the boat with me had went up to the anchor, and because we were anchored really good, had pulled the anchor rope where it would have pulled the boat up a good 5, 6 foot. Then when he give me that 2 or 3, real chance, I could have got him on up. But who knows? So it was fun. It was a great feeling.
I've watched, I don't know, probably every video that you've put on YouTube and almost every time you're live and everything. But I gotta say, I love watching you catch the big fish. But even when you catch the smaller ones, you always, after you catch it, you go, yes, you're so excited. Regardless of what size the fish is, you're so excited.
Yeah.
And the main thing I want to point out is you have a video where you talk about fishing in general and how much you love fishing. And I'm going to tell y'all, if you have not watched that video, you need to, because it'll give you goosebumps. You can feel everything. If you like fishing just a little bit, that video will make you love fishing.
Are you talking about the time standing still?
Yes. I loved it. I don't know how many times I've watched that one, but it's absolutely perfect.
And see, I wanted people to get in their moment, their time standing still moment, because basically when you do hook into no matter what fish, it's everything is gone but you and that fishing pole. Nothing else exists but
Nothing
you
else
and that
matters.
fishing pole. And that is one of the best feelings in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to, when I wrote it, I tried to write it where everybody would, don't listen to what I'm saying. Close your eyes and get in that moment yourself.
Yeah.
Because we've all had
feel it. Yeah.
Right. And if you ever lose that, you might as well park your boat and do something else.
Might as well give up. Yep.
Right.
Well, that was like Creo and Gabe yesterday. That was they never even got to see it. But
no,
you could be the person that just lets that get you and put the pole down and I'm done. No, you know what Creole's first thing was? All right, I learned where that's at. I know what's going on.
He
You know,
knows what to do next time.
we've dealt with something like that now. He's already making plans on how to go back to that spot and how
Right.
to back that same
And he
spot.
you can't guarantee that fish is going to be in that spot.
No,
You
no.
know, that day, and I was kind of proud of myself because I'd been really studying the map. Like, I've got my sonar with 4 different screens on it. You've got the one that shows the little fish fishing, or, swimming around. You got your down sand, your side scan, and then you've got your river contour, your
Right.
map. And I've really focused, and I've been trying to tell people to drag, the one with the fish swimming around don't matter. Don't pay no attention to that. Follow your contours, your pinch points, because that's where you're going. And where we anchored down, of course, we've been pulling a lot of current. There was a good sized hole with some logs, and then it went shallow into a feeding area with some slack water. So I was pretty proud that I set up on the perfect spot. When the fish come down the river out of the current, in the slack water or out of that deep hole, they were headed straight to the shallows, flats where the bait fish are.
Now, I've got a question for you. That brings up a great question. A lot of people think fishing is just on the water, and you're going to agree with me that a good majority of it is time off the water, learning and studying, and shows like this, and just trying to pick up information, studying the map. On a regular trip, you're going on just a regular trip or a regular week. How many hours do you think you spend off the water getting ready to go fishing?
Every time you go fishing, it's just like your first time because something has changed. The water's dropped, the water's raised, the current's strong, they've slacked off on the current, so you have to go out there and be prepared for every situation. So when I'm not fishing, I'm going to turn this around. Yeah, there's my bleach wipes. But do y'all see all that?
Wow.
Damn.
That is an everyday thing for me. It is, this article here, it's about moon phasing. I could pull anything that you need to know, like TVA landfills across Tennessee, leaking arsenic toxins, the report of that, because I'm big into contamination. Everything I've got. I don't know, Katie. You're too young.
How young do you think I am, Miss Paula?
I think you're 18.
All right, let's keep it at that then.
Okay, but Fur Fishing Game. Have y'all heard of that magazine?
Yeah.
It's been around for hundreds of years. I'm going to be having an article come out in it.
Awesome. I remember as a kid going to the library to look up, because we didn't have subscriptions coming to the house or anything like that. So I'd go to the library to Field and Stream, Outdoor Life.
Fur Fishing Game. Have y'all heard of that magazine?
Sports Afield. Everybody who remembers Sports Afield, In Fisherman.
Yep.
All those.
I have a question in chat from Sabrina.
Yes.
That video you guys were talking about earlier, she's wanting to know the title of the video you guys were.
I was looking for it. I haven't found it yet, but Sabrina, as soon as I find that video, I will send it to you.
There was
the link
another question, Miss Paul. Do you know what month that article's coming out in?
No, I don't. And then like my 84,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that one. He was never sign a contract when you going fishing. I will never do it again. Never again would I do that. But I understand because that's how he makes his living. Uh, he came from North Carolina and then met up with me, and then he had some other stops, and he's a freelance writer. So whoever offers him the most money for that article, that's who he'll sell it to. Then I can let go of the pictures I've got.
Right.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah.
Now,
Yeah, the
I know.
non-disclosure agreement things, and they're pretty rock solid. They're, you know,
Yeah, and I understand that's how he makes his living. So I respect him for that. I thought I was going to have to shut his, mouth because the whole time he was like, and I said, you're gonna have to help me here. You're gonna have to help me get this fish in this boat because I cannot do it. Uh, but that was the best fight I've ever had. He fought like I had an elephant. He
Mhm.
he took it and never checked up. And I thought, well, I'm fixing to go skiing. Uh, so I lined myself up with the motor, and I thought he's going so hard that it's just going. I'm going right on over the motor skiing.
Right.
So I sat down and straddled that motor and thought he ain't gonna take me out of the boat, and I'm not gonna let go of this fishing pole. Uh, but
Well, and
I'm
that
gonna pull
right
you in
there,
that boat backwards.
yeah,
that right there, Paula, that's what we're talking about. That's what I talk about when I say that excitement, that dedication, that desire. That, you know, a lot of people wouldn't think that. A lot of people be like, "Well, you can take the pole. They're not gonna." I know that. I got that same kind of thing. I know that you can see it when you fish. You can feel it when you're watching video, and that's why I was pushing you so hard about getting the videos on YouTube. And thank you so much, by the way. You said you were going to, and you've been
yeah.
putting.
Stan talked me into it. But Stan, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm tired of begging for these dadgum subscribers. I ain't asking for no more.
You're not asking. We're helping you get them.
Yeah, yeah, we do appreciate that. And I wanted to go back to something before they asked about the hook, that your hooks and Mad Cat hooks are unbelievable. They're sharp. They're durable. What I want to bring up is Keith, Fishing and Stuff, had that video about hooks, and he put just a little nick. Just, it wasn't even a nick. It was just kind of where he broke the coating a little bit on the hook, and it was able to go boom.
Yeah.
So, that's why, you know, if you're using pliers, anybody's using pliers,
Well, the
bang off a
sad
rock.
thing was this hook comes straight out of a package.
Okay. So,
Straight out of a package.
It's just
You
one
know,
of
and
those
I'm not
things that wasn't
blaming
meant to be.
yep.
it just wasn't meant to be. And I'm not blaming, the people that sponsor me.
No.
And I'll tell you something else I do. A lot of people say, well, oh, these hooks never get dull. Well, if you think about it, you hook logs, limbs, fish.
Rocks.
When you bait them and you rebait them, that dries up on them. You can go to Harbor Freight and they come in a package of 6 or 7 or however many little bitty files, and I will sharpen the tip of my hook.
I do the same thing with my circle hooks.
Right. Because
With the same files.
you hit logs, you hang them, you reel them in, tree limbs. I mean, that dulls,
Yeah,
it's like
it
taking a
takes
knife.
that point down to a little ball.
Right. So I sharpen my hooks. I try to keep my, uh, keep up with my leaders. Make sure there's no fray or anything like that.
That's one thing I've gotten religious about. After hooking into a big cat, I check my lines.
Yeah.
I check the frays on the braids and on the mono, and when I find it, I cut them out and I replace it.
Exactly.
That was the whole point. That was the whole reason I brought the hook thing up, because you'll see people check the leaders. They'll check where they're tied to the leaders tied to the swivel, but you don't see a lot of people checking the hook. Your hook is
hardly ever. Hardly ever does anybody check the hook. Hardly.
Right.
I check my hook because I want to see if he bent it more or if he did something to the barb.
Right. And I'm guilty of not checking my hooks. You know, it's like I'm so when we get set up or whatnot, I'm so excited to get my freaking line in the water. I ain't got time to check nothing. You know.
Yeah.
But
that's one of the bad part about the excitement after you get to fish in the boat. You don't think about checking anything. You want to get back out there and hook another one.
Yeah, when it's hilarious because when Ken would be filming, when I really started the monster catfishing, he said, before I even would get it reeled in, I'd be saying, "How much does he weigh? How much does he weigh? How much does he weigh? How much does he weigh?" You know, and then I'd get him in, and I'd say, "Do I have to let him go?" Like I was going to come home and put him in my bathtub. I didn't want to eat him. I didn't want to kill him, but I didn't want to let him go.
You wanted to keep him for a pet.
Yeah, you know, it was just, and I've gotten out of that, but I still do how much do you think he weighs? How much does he weigh? You know, hurry up. I want to know how much he weighs. So it's, I tell you what, if there was a rehab for being addicted to fishing, they'd come get me and in one of those, what's it called?
Me and you both be side by side in a straight jacket in the funny van.
Yeah, I'd be in a straight jacket because, I mean, I'll be out there tomorrow. I got my yard work that I wanted done today, and I'll be out there tomorrow. I just, I love it. I don't know how to explain it. And I'm not trying to be ungrateful, but like when you say, you know, you're one of the greatest anglers, you know, that just touches my heart. I don't want people to think that I feel like, well, I'm better than you, because I'm not. I am not. I am just a simple person. I go out there and I go fishing. So don't ever think that I think I'm bigger or better, because I'm not. I am no way. I'm just another person, no different than any one of y'all. And, you know, I'd be glad to help anybody whatsoever that wants to fish, learn how, or, you know, want to go out on a boat, anytime.
I know one number one fan that wants to go with you on your boat. She sits right above you.
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times, and we're close enough. We can make this happen.
Yeah,
we're close enough. We can make it happen.
That's one of the first things that Miss Paul will say. She talked to you about fishing. Well, come down to the boat. Come on down.
That's a video I want to see. Is you and Katie together on a boat fishing for big cats.
Oh Lord, we'd be laughing. We'd be laughing more fishing. But now, I'll tell you what, when I get in that boat and I've got 4 rod holders on each side, and I've got 4 up front. The only time I use the one up front is when we're drifting. And I don't know if it's your mind, but if I'm looking at these posts, I can tell whether or not the ones on the other side of the boat got a hit. You know, it's like my eyes are
right, peripheral vision.
You know,
and, you see things all the way back out here on both sides.
And another thing that I don't know if anybody has ever done this or felt this. If I start getting a bite and I just put my hand on the handle, you know how when you catch a catfish and you reel him in and he does that talking to you.
Uh-huh.
I can hear him talking through my hand. Call me crazy, but I can.
No, it's the vibration going
Now,
up the line right into the pole and into your hand.
well,
Well, I love it. It's like,
It's not crazy. It's just how he has a line tight on him and he's doing
well,
that. You feeling that vibration coming up that line into that rod.
here's
yeah,
what I
It's like
I
a
think
telephone.
that I think that people are in tune with certain things. They're in tune with it, and some people it's with growing plants. Some people can touch a plant and tell you that it needs water or it's this, or they get that, you get that sixth sense with a plant. You get it with other people. You get it with certain things. Whatever everybody's got that thing that they just are
good.
good, exactly, and you can't explain it. It's just it's a sense. It's that sense, and I think
Right.
that that's what makes you so good is that you do have that where you can just touch the pole and you're already in tune with what's happening with the fish, with the and I think that is one of the things that makes you so good is you have that with catfish. So
Stan, you're gonna have to quit that. You're gonna. I am not
But
special.
it's true. Everybody's got that one thing, or they may have a couple, but you can see it in the videos. You can hear it when we talk to you. There's people that just have that, and we can you do your studying, you do the best you can, and the more that you learn about things, I think you can sharpen people that don't have it. And you may have had it because of how much you have studied and how much you know and put things into application. You've practiced it enough that it's just it's part of who you are. So that kind of you put yourself in tune with it. That's why I say about learning as much as you can and preparation and just that feeling, that inner excitement about it. I think is what helps you get in tune with that sixth sense about it. So.
I love it. I love it from and I'm not bashing guys. So don't y'all think I'm bashing you.
No.
But I had went to Wheeler to fish. It wasn't a tournament. It was just for the weekend. And of course my boat is 20 foot and the way the parking lot is angled, it's not straight, like this. It was at
Right.
an angle. And I thought, well, shoot far. And there's, like a crowd of guys standing around. I thought, oh man, I'm going to have to try to do this. And I'm going to have to pull up and back up and pull up and try it till 100 times till I get it right. But I guess I'm I don't know, maybe it's self-conscious. I don't know. I don't like to fail. I thought, I'm going to back this boat in and I'm not going to mess up. And lo and behold, I backed it in just as perfect as ever. I just really don't know how to word certain things. I don't want to be prideful because you're not supposed to be.
No.
But
A
yesterday,
satisfaction. You're not satisfied. You want to be self-satisfied with being proficient in the things that you do. It's not a pride. You're happy when you can meet your goals and do things.
it falls in that respect range because we fished yesterday and it got way too windy, and Peel and Drag was going to load the boat and I was going to back the trailer down. Well, I whip out and there was a bass tournament and they were all coming in and they was looking like, who is that and what she thinks she doing? We'll be here all day waiting for her to get out of the way, and I backed it down in there, but the wind was blowing so hard that Peel and Drag asked me to load the boat because he's still got to get familiar with it. And I had a little trouble because of the wind, but I got it loaded, and I got out of the way. There wasn't 15 boats waiting for me to get that boat loaded. That's what I've always wanted, was just the respect of, you know, pulling up and people saying, well, we'll be here all day waiting on a girl to back a boat, uh, and I pulled away with that sense of pride that I did it and you didn't have to wait.
Right.
I understand what you're
That made
saying.
Yeah.
any sense.
You know what it is, Paula? I'm so used to. I don't think that way. My wife has gone fishing and hunting with me since we've been married 31 years, and she started fishing and hunting with me from way back when we first got. And she'd never been hunting before. She's now shot deer and fishing. She can go out and catch fish just as good. She likes doing a lot of bass fishing, is what we used to do back up in New York. So I'm not used to. I don't think that same way. So I don't think that there's anything she can't do. You know what I mean? So I understand what you're saying, but it doesn't come to my head because I don't look at people that way. You know what you're saying?
And that's a very good thing, but most men do
Yeah,
look at
Most men.
I understand what you're saying, and I've
and
seen
I
it
understand
before.
it because it is a man's world. I mean, uh, they get the better jobs, they get the better pay. It's a man's world, and men can do things that I most definitely cannot do. But it, I just want respect for being an angler.
Mhm.
Oh, you got that. Don't press me on that.
And it's like, well, she called it 88. She ain't never gonna. That's it. She's history. What's that? When somebody sings, that's a one hit song or
A
whatnot.
fluke.
No, you
I'm
hit
not going nowhere.
you hit 88. I think what, 5 or 6 times already?
Uh, 4,
4.
but I'm not going nowhere.
That's not a one hit wonder. That is something. That's determination, showing that you can do it.
Most everything that comes in my brain to do, by the end of the day, I've done it or tried to figure out how to do it. If it's like Ken's got to bush hog tomorrow and the bulldozer's sitting down there, and my mind's already thinking, how can I get over there and bulldozer some trees and him not know I got on that bulldozer? Ain't no way.
That's not going to happen.
The tracks are going to leave evidence.
Right.
So that's out of the question. But
The brush hog's going to leave trail, so.
yeah, I normally bush hog our place, but he did it this year. Ken's he works more now than he did when he was a game warden. And he'd call law on me right now if I was breaking a wildlife
Mm-hmm.
law.
Right.
He'd call the one that took his place. My wife just killed a rattlesnake just for the fun of it, or he's an honest man. I do want to make a shout out to a very dear friend of mine that's in California right now. And also, I want to make a shout out to a friend of mine who, a few years ago, her daughter was killed in a tornado.
So our
And
condolences.
yeah, and when we had that flood where my son's house flooded, she was constantly calling. I can throw my clothes on and come down there, and you know what I mean. Lightning was striking, tornadoes was hitting, and huge shout out to her because there's no way I could have survived losing a child, you know, and
that'd be hard on the mother.
Yeah,
that'd be really hard on the mother.
Yeah, and we went to high school. In fact, we're the same age, and in our little county, not this one, but Perry County, you had Lovell, Pope, Pineview, Linden, Beardstown. Each one of them had their first through eighth, and we all had our little basketball groups. Well, Linden and Lovell were the biggest, and every time we played Linden, they put me on Sandra Holder because I was a heck of a guard. You know, I would back away, you know, because I knew I could steal that ball and they were going to give me that chance. And I knew when we matched up with Linden, it was always the final game was Linden and Lovell. And I knew what she was going to do. She's going straight for a layup, and you're going to have to get both your feet planted, and she's fixed to plow you down, and she plowed me down. You know, we laughed about that. But I wanted to shout out to her because she's been through a lot, and I feel like God will pull her through her darkest days, and she'll come out a great person. I mean, she's a great person anyway. But you know, as far as women, if you want to fish and you don't have a boat, if you've got a friend, you know, if your husband don't fish or you're not married, if you got a friend that likes to fish, say, hey, take me with you one day, you know, show me how to tie a hook. You know, tell me why that fish bit in that certain area, or why don't that fish bite at a certain time of the day? You know, ask questions. That's how you get answers. Never stop trying. You know, if it's something you want, don't stop trying. I have to cross a hurdle every day because my husband was a game warden. I pay for my boat. I pay for my truck because I'm independent. If he did it, then it wouldn't be my accomplishment.
Right.
You know, so get on Google. You can pretty much, I mean, I get on there all the time, say, how you spell such and such. But, you know, Google, go to these magazines, these websites, fishing places, you know, and Google what's the state record blue cat in the state of Alabama. And then you're going to pull up, it's going to show you, and then it's going to show you all kinds of information. You know, you don't have to memorize it, just read it, and then it'll start clicking. And the more you do it, the more it'll click. And if it's something that you decide, well, you know what, this is not what I was, you know, thought it was. It's not what I'm cut out for. That's okay. You didn't fail. You won. You tried.
Right.
Well, one thing I want to point out from doing a lot of this, you know, somehow I've gotten to be up on screen a lot, and
I know it. You just like bam, you in the big time. I'm sitting down here with begging for a daggum 500 subs.
No, you're not
But,
begging.
I'm
Trust
gonna
me.
share my pickles with you when that garden gets ready.
oh, all right.
No,
But
but
what I wanted to say is, like, I'll give an example today. You saw out on the live today, and Fishing Chick was asking questions. Sharina is always out there, and some of the females that are in our chats and they're the most excited, I think, about learning, about going out and doing it, and none of them are afraid to ask questions, or you got one right above you right there that
And
everybody.
one of the key things for me that turns me against, not a hate against, turns me off of wanting to follow a certain person is trying to buy your way in. I don't really know how to say it and it come across right because I'm
no,
always,
just say it.
you can't buy your way into the fishing world.
No,
If I can help, I'll help. Uh, if I can't, I can't. And everybody understands that, I feel like. I don't think that y'all have this show thinking, oh, we're going to get rich off of it.
no.
The first
No.
thing I told Chris
This is a
Moran
passion.
told me, he said, now, you're going to get royalties. No, I don't want that. I don't want them. That was not what this was about. This was a dream. This
Right.
was something I could leave my grandchildren. You never get too big for your pants.
Right.
Because there's always going to be somebody out there bigger, better, and stronger. So,
Exactly.
never get too big for your pants.
Well,
Nope.
I can attest to you, and I don't see myself changing at all. I started this I started it because it motivated myself, but really was to help people. People see the difficulty I have walking around, moving around. A lot of times I need to use a cane just to walk, but when I'm on the channel, I don't use it.
If you need to.
Right.
But
because you have to walk with a cane sometimes, don't make you no different. We're all equal.
I want to try to show that, if you put your mind to do it, if I can go do that, you can.
Right. And if you put your mind to do it and you don't succeed as far as you wanted to succeed, if you tried, you done it.
Right.
As long as you tried, you done it.
Abby, could you put what Sharina just said?
Sharina said it's not about the subscribers for me. It's about the sharing joy and hoping that when someone watches, maybe I can make them smile.
That's exactly right.
I agree with that, Sharina.
And I'm gonna tell you something. She's got one of the prettiest smiles I've ever seen.
Oh, she does. She's amazing. I had her up here as a guest, and I also had her up here as a co-host when Katie couldn't come up.
Yeah.
Sharina took.
She looks like
replacement for a co-host.
She looks like she could walk in a room and just light it up.
Oh, she could.
My oldest stepdaughter, she can walk in a room and just anything on your mind bothering you, it's gone. She is, that personality.
She's a smile that can take any problem away.
Yeah.
She's pretty awesome for sure.
There's some great people out there, and you're also gonna get haters. Stan, I don't know if you got any haters yet.
Well, of course I do.
Don't let it get to you, because I did. It almost, my first year of monster catfishing, it almost made me walk away.
Yeah.
For she wouldn't be catching fish because her husband's a game warden.
Yeah.
That almost made me think, no, I'm done. But then I turn around 5 minutes later and think, no, I'm not done. I'm fixing to show them. I'm going to show them, but gosh, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it alone. Ken taught me how to drive the boat. The rest of it, I'm going to research, because I would ask him, what is such and such? If you want to know, research it. And I do. I don't ask him anymore, unless it's something dangerous or something. But to all the women out there, if you truly love fishing or whatever your passion is, give it your all. And just because you may trip the first time around or the second time, don't give up. Do not give up.
All right. Has life said to read his comment to Paula.
Okay, let me go back and find it.
I missed it.
I missed that one. I was watching. All right, keep
love
putting
it
in the
if
work.
all of us that are always in chat together could get together and hang out.
Oh, it would be amazing.
Fun.
Yeah, keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the work. It'll come, Paula. Just stay positive and don't let the negativity affect you in any way. Brush off those haters. And has another one like Sharina that just has that sweet doggy.
Hey, he was another great guest I had on here.
Yep. It's that attitude. It's attitude. It's your I try to stay as positive I can. Has one of those positive, happy kind of people and want to bring people into that happy atmosphere. And you see that. Go ahead, Evan.
I want to do a shout out on this because that's the second channel I've had on here. I mean, the first channel was Mark, Catfish and Crappie, who was my first guest, one of my first guests on here. And he's, ever since then, he has grown on his lives, all the way up to Nightline Lives on Monday night podcast, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Now Has Life is just taken off like a rocket just after that.
I know it. It's like I'm going to bring out the bikini.
This community gets a hold of you guys and they love you and they just run with you. I mean, look what they did with Mark. They're doing it with Stan.
Yeah. And I know each and every one of y'all appreciate it, and I appreciate, the things that y'all say, just like what he said. I am not a quitter. I'm not going to give up. As far as the haters, they ain't no problem. I ain't worried about them. The only thing I'm worried about is the next time I'm going to hook up to my boat, and am I going to have fresh bait, and when's the next wind? What's the wind going to be in the morning? What's the rain? I keep up with the rain, the wind, the heat, the current flow. I mean, it's almost, like I said, straitjacket.
Right. Trust me, I'm waiting for Alexa to ask me if I have an addiction. Because every time I turn around, I'm asking Alexa for some kind of fish factor or something else.
Yeah.
And she pops it up. But if she was human, I'd guarantee you she'd tell me I have an addiction.
Yeah.
because she knows how much I spend on Amazon. She knows how much I spend on Dell's Tackle and all these other spots. And one of these times, that thing's going to pop up and say, "You need help."
Yeah, you need help now. Get your straitjacket out.
Right.
So, Paula, do
another
you
one.
keep a log of what you catch?
I keep a journal every time I go
A
fishing.
journal. Yeah.
Right. And a lot of times I take a lot of pictures when the water's low, like in the wintertime, because when the water goes to the summer pool, if that same tree is standing straight up like it was during the wintertime, you know what it looks like underneath there.
Right.
That's just something I wanted to do. Now,
Right.
as far as my fishing pictures, my fish, I have my own little room here, and I'm out of room. I'm gonna have to do something. I may have to take the game warden's office and put him in the greenhouse. I don't know, but like I don't know, like right here, Steve Douglas. I hate these things.
Me
I
too.
mean, that's him driving my boat.
Oh,
I
that's
mean, you know
cool.
what that means to
Wow.
me?
Yeah.
You actually
Pretty
let him
awesome.
drive your boat.
That's like Steve Douglas is driving my boat,
Exactly.
Um,
That
and
would be an honor.
oh yeah, they met us in Alabama, and I think his motor was messed up, and at first I thought he's putting me through a test. Uh, we went to launch out, and I was trying not to be nervous. I'd fished with him before, but not with my boat, And I said, Steve, you want me to launch you, or you gonna launch me? Tried to just be tough there. He said, I'm gonna let you launch me. I thought, oh God, Paula, if you ever back this boat up, right now is the time to do it.
Do
So
it
I
right
launched
now.
him, and it went perfect. Well, the next morning we went fishing. I said, you want to launch me? You want me to launch you? He said, I'm gonna launch you. Thought, okay, Paula, if you have ever backed a boat off a trailer, let this be the time to do it, that you don't get, crooked and you can't get off the trailer. And when he went and parked it, I tied off to the ramp, and he got in the boat, and he said, get over in behind the steering wheel, said, drive us across the lake. I thought, oh my God, this is the final test. I must have failed the 1 and 2. I said, Paula, if you have ever got on plane, now's the time
Right.
to do it perfect. And I
Right.
did it perfect. And we had a blast. And then I guess the intimidation kind of wore off. But Steve's like Chris. Steve is a great guy. He puts out great products, and I can't say enough about. I mean, I've got several, sponsors. I always try to mention Chris Flores, Steve Douglas, Cass King, always.
Well, when you mention Steve Douglas and Chris Flores, just think you're right there with him.
Nah, I don't know about all that.
No, you are, because you are. Trust me.
I don't know about all that, but I'm climbing that ladder. I'm not gonna give up
Working
till
on
Right.
I.
Well, you've at least got to admit that. You got to at least admit that you're getting close. You're climbing up there. You're getting real close. And
Well,
You're very determined.
well,
yeah,
I
Yeah,
classify you with Steve Douglas and
uh,
Chris Flores.
all I've got to
I
say,
appreciate that.
All I've got to say, Paula, is I don't see a Chris Flores. I don't see a Chris Flores or a Steve Douglas signature series rod like yours. So
No,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
they
even see a
making
Chris
them rods
Flores
making
signature series ride
money.
or a Steve Douglas Muddy River signature series ride.
I'll tell you, when they come in, I I did a little video, and I went in every room in the house where it would show up the best, and I went in Ken's office and put it on some deer horns where it would show up. And I was going down through there, explaining everything, and I was choking up because, and I'm choking up now. My daddy would be so proud because he knew I was going to turn out like I am. He knew I wasn't going to have that frilly dress on, them ruffled socks. He knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to grow up and I was going to be a tomboy, and and I know that he's smiling down on me. My brothers are, uh, and I guess that's the humbling part, is having lost them, feeling like you had to do something that you accomplished, that what I mean, that they wasn't there to
Something they'd
help.
be proud of. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I understand that totally.
Yeah, we I think a lot of us can relate to that exact
Oh yeah.
feeling.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's a ride of a lifetime, and I hope it don't end nowhere near soon.
No,
I got a
I
feeling it's
pray
not
it
going.
don't.
And I think this is going to be a good year for everybody. I think the fish are, the conditions are a lot better, especially in my area. And I think the fishing is going to be really good for everybody.
All right,
'Cause-
Jay. I like what Jason says. How many people have caught 80+ pound fish? He says, not me. But Jason, how many people have caught 125 pounds of fish in 1 hour? It was Jason Land did it last year at the meet and greet at the fishing contest. He
wow.
Wow.
caught he caught 5 fish totaling 127 pounds and 8 ounces in 1 hour.
Well, there's something I want to bring
Wow.
up. Some of us are lucky. Like I live by the James River, and Has and DMV and Elston, they got the Potomac up there. A lot of us are lucky to be in areas that have waters that contain those fish like that. Don't
Right.
get caught up on the 50 pounds, 60 pound, whatever. If you're fishing waters where the big fish in that water is a 10-pound channel cat and you catch a 9-pounder, well, guess what? You caught like the 1%. There's not many people that are going to catch that 10-pound channel cat in those waters,
Right.
or a bass, or whatever
well,
it is.
like Epic says, he's been saying about the Mississippi and the Kaskaskia. That's a hatchery down here for
Right.
big cats.
And
And
I
it
hate to
starts
say
here and it
this.
goes all the way down to Kentucky, Tennessee, Louisiana, and all those other Ohio rivers and all them.
Right. And see, my area of the Tennessee River, Kentucky Lake is the very end of the, Kentucky Lake. Then it turns into a
Right.
river.
Hmm.
So we're getting the worst end of the bargain. But we have to learn that you can overfish areas,
Right.
whether it
Especially
be
gill netters.
whether it be by commercial fishermen or just us as anglers.
Right.
Uh, Wheeler Lake, for instance, monster fish. How many times you turn your Facebook on, headed to Wheeler this weekend, headed to Wheeler this weekend, headed to Wheeler this weekend. You know, you have to give it a balance. It has to be balanced out.
Right.
Our fish kind of died out for a couple of years. This year it's showing a comeback. We don't have as much commercial fishing now because they died out and they moved into Kentucky and Ohio, or so our fisheries are coming back. And like I said, Ken has wrote up a proposal, and I read it this morning, and I'm 99.9% sure he can get it passed in the state of Tennessee. He'll have to have help in other states. And, instead of everybody getting on Facebook and talking about these, and it's not just commercial fishing, it's got to be a happy balance. You've got to have regulations for everything. Get together and do it. You can't march in a commission meeting and say, I want this and I want it done this way and I want it now. Because all you're going to do is make them mad, and they don't want to see you ever again.
Right.
Walk in there with respect, listen to them, have
That's
your
right.
facts, and meet a happy medium.
Well, Paul, that's good advice. That's good advice for anything you do, dealing with anybody, whether it's your boss at work or coworkers, or your spouse or your kid. Be willing to treat other people with respect. Listen to what they're saying, and you'll find that whole you get more flies with sugar than vinegar. Well, it's true.
Right.
And I think a big thing with things like that, with regulations and stuff, I'm happy as can be when I'm doing the lives, and the majority of the chat, we're talking about how to properly handle fish. And a lot of us have just that respect for the fish. It's really good to see, where years ago, you know as well as I do, that wasn't there. It was just take whatever you catch. Nobody cared about the health of the fish and things like that. It's awesome how many people now have that respect for the fish itself, not only catching it, but for the health of that fish. It's just absolutely amazing.
Right. And, we in Tennessee didn't think that we had that many pay lakes. And I've been
Kill the frog at
studying.
it.
I think
Sorry.
it's 4 pages of pay lakes, and I hate this thing, in state Tennessee.
Wow.
And people don't think we have them, but we do. You got to get on here if you want to do something and make this better, make a future for our children to be able to do what we're doing. Then we have to research, put a stop to these pay lakes. If they've got a lake that's stocked with farm raised catfish, and they've got children or they're veterans and can't get out there, and they can get to the pay lake, I'm behind that 100%. Do not take a wild fish out of its natural habitat and throw it in the pay lake. That is so wrong. And Ken doesn't want me to let the cat out of the bag on his proposal, but
I promise you I wouldn't talk about that.
Yeah, no, we don't even you don't gotta do that. We understand, and
we're gonna leave that cat in the bag until
Yeah.
further notice.
Uh,
But when it comes out, you can come back up here and we'll share it out.
I'll guarantee, I'd almost bet everything I own, and thank God I'm poor, that he'll get it passed in state Tennessee.
When he gets it passed, you be the back up here on this show, and we'll talk about it and let it out of the bag.
Yeah, because it's an excellent proposal. It keeps everybody happy, nobody mad at nobody, and Katie got sideways,
I know her camera flipped.
or I got drunk.
I think we got drunk and she's sideways.
Yeah, but it works for everybody. You know, like Jason saying, Ohio is full of pay lakes, and it's sad. It is sad, but you can only conquer one stone at a time. It takes time. And just like I said at the beginning, the Tennessee River, if he gets it passed in the state of Tennessee, the Tennessee River runoff is in 7 different states. So they would almost have to follow suit if it's passed in the state of Tennessee. So, you know, let's keep our fingers crossed. Never give up. You
I'll
know,
give her a second. She has to plug her phone back in.
well,
I think she
not only
forgot
did
to
she
plug her
go
phone in.
sideways, she disappeared.
We'll be right back.
Yep.
She's not leaving you behind.
Wynn has a good point out there. Take a pick, measure, release. Hilljack says, and also catfish tournaments need to go more to CPR. Too much shock to the fish. There's been
What
a bunch.
I like to see on the catfish tournaments, the only real complaint on the catfish tournaments is if it's hot, they struggle in that live well. I don't care how much aeration you got going, that they struggle. When you have your weigh in, don't have it 100 feet away from the water.
Yeah, put it closer to the boat ramp.
Put it right there at the boat ramp where you can weigh it and put it right back in the water.
Right there, either on the dock or something.
Right.
Where the boats you can just pull up, take it out, weigh it, and release it.
Right. I mean, it's the little things that people are jumping over because they're worried about things that take time. You know, you can't snap your fingers and get regulations changed, but you can say, hey, how about at weigh-in, we weigh in down here.
They do make big enough pontoons where they can do the weigh-in on a pontoon boat on a lake with the microphones and speakers where everybody can hear it.
Right.
And do it that way.
Well, you know, there's the tournaments, you know, and a lot of us that haven't really witnessed a lot of tournaments or know exactly, you know, they try to do the best they can with the catfish. So, you know, maybe there's some things that can change and
they do.
accept some ideas. But, you know, for the tournament, they have to have the weigh-in. That's all part of the, you know, you have to keep the fish. You have to bring it to the weigh-in because that's part of the whole. That's part of the whole experience of the tournament. That's part of the tournament. So
right, but you know, you could take the fish. You know, you've got your little tape measure on there. Screenshot it. You know, but a lot of us, and I'm one of them. I want to pull up and pull that sucker out of that live well and let him. I mean, look at my hand; it's eat up. You know, that's scars. You know, I love that. You want to show your fish off, but it's just like the guy that caught the big fish last year. I think it was in North or South Carolina. And he waited so, you know, he tried everything he could to keep that fish alive, waiting for a certified scale. And then when he released it, he was neck deep in water, getting it on out in the water to get it moving. And 2 or 3 days later, the fish was found dead. It wasn't his fault. He tried everything he could. The Wildlife Resource Agency per state needs to have an easy way to have access to a certified scale in case you do have a record fish.
Yeah, and I think technology is catching up with that.
Yeah.
Soon that, it used to be, the old spring scales, and if you were a buddy with the guy at the bait shop who had the certified scale, there was ways to kind of, cheat the system and whatnot. So
Right.
I think that the technology that we have nowadays is catching up with that. And Uncle Lou Lee Reed, he'd put a good point out there. He would agree with leaving their boats in, and once it's your turn, take them out of the well that's already, you're in the boat, it's still in the water. This way you're still getting fresh water into the live well.
Exactly.
No sitting in the live well on a trailer for a half an hour to an hour with no fresh water. So, yeah, I think that there's, and I think they're trying to catch up to it. I think they're trying.
Right, and everybody is trying. If you catch a big one, most tournaments will let you zip in, weigh that fish, release it, and then get on back out there and fish. If you're concerned about the safety of that fish. I think that's a good thing. The bluegrass bash, I didn't get to fish it this year because my stepdaughter was down, but you pull in and they weigh them right there. I mean, you're on your boat, they're on the dock, and they weigh the fish, and you just go out and set them free. I mean, it's the perfect weigh-in, but not all docks are built like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to read like y'all do.
Everybody, please keep. If you know two old vets, his neighbor got hit by a drunk driver today and died, and his family needs our prayers and support.
Well, if I can, that is how I was injured. I was coming home from work in 2009, and I was stopped at road construction at 3 a.m. And some guy coming home from a strip club of all places at 3 a.m. was double the legal limit and right into the back of my van, and the rear wheels of the van were pushed right behind my driver's seat, and this van spun around, and now I've got nerve damage for the rest of my life, and that's what's caused all my physical issues. So
it's hard. Life is hard. It's just like the kids. My son, all his life he talked about having his own little farm, and they bought it, and they've probably been there about 6 months, not in the flood zone, nowhere near a flood zone. And his wife called me that night about 12 o'clock and said, we're fixing to have to leave. The water's, I thought, what water? What are you talking about? So, and it was pouring down, and I drove all the way out there, and their driveway straight down. I couldn't even drive down the driveway. I had to just stop right there and take off, but the catfishing community, huge shout out to Steve Henderson of Sea Art Boats. And the next morning at daylight, on the driveway, the next morning at daylight, the first person that messaged me was Steve Henderson, the Steve Art Boats, what can we do? And I had people that I didn't even recognize their names. We'll fly out, we'll rip the house, we'll tear it completely down and build him a new one. And of course, my son's prideful and he gets it honest. He said, Mom, I don't take handouts. And I said, son, this is not a handout, it's a hand up. And we've got it cleaned up. And the only thing that my biggest concern right now, it went 18 inches above the siding and it didn't go in the house. It went under the foundation. And I'm just worried that it might have got in between the sheetrock and the, outside, and there's going to be mold.
No, I understand that.
But it's like somebody set me down and said, Paula, they're not your children. I'm talking about my grandbabies. They're not your children. They're your son's children. So you've got to take a step back. And it's hard to do.
Ooh, ain't that hard to do.
Well, all right. I need to make this announcement. We got the 80-pound queen here in chat. Now we got a drum queen in chat. Serena Little Page has been catching a lot of drums, and she just sent me a message on Facebook with the title saying the drum queen.
What happened?
Serena
Uh-huh.
is now the drum queen. The fish?
Yeah.
She's been
Now,
catching
I thought she was catching a lot of carp.
She catches carp. She catches
Oh.
drum right out of her backyard, and she just sent me a message with a video of her saying, "Serena at the drum queen."
I thought you said drama queen, and I'm like,
No,
what? Serena?
DRUM.
Oh.
I caught a good sized drum the other day, and I was like, "Where in the world did you come from?" And I released him. If he had been smaller, I would have kept him for bait because they're good bait too.
What drums?
Yeah,
I've never tried them. I know the carp are.
yeah, drum are good bait. Just about anything that swims in that water with them catfish are bait.
And
I
was bringing up.
I've had my better luck with every version of carp you can get out of that water, including the red horse suckers, the skipjack, the shad, the moon eye, the bluegill. And with all that kind of bait, I don't think I could throw another bait in my tank.
Exactly. My cooler it's awful. When I head out to go fishing, I've got a cooler full of bait. I got a cooler with my drinks, my food. Because when I go, I'm not coming back till I got a fish. I may be gone for days.
Jay Fox Hunter, my goodness, thank you so much. I can't even, not even close yet, but I'm trying.
Katie says she can't get back in, but Stan has his back. I'm sorry, you're an awesome Miss Paula, and thank you for chatting with me.
That's right. God bless Miss Katie Collins. First time I talked to her, Catfishing Katie Collins, she has got the best name in YouTube already. God bless her. We all love her. She's just.
Yeah.
I'm glad I gave her the opportunity to be a co-host.
Well, she is running with it. She is awesome.
And
yeah.
The reason why I did this, ask for a female co-host, is to bring them out into the catfish community and let them be known and let them grow.
Right. And she is a God-fearing, she is an all-around great person.
She's an amazing person. And
yeah.
all the female anglers I've had on here so far have been amazing.
Oh, I tell you what,
and I'm working on another female angler, which I'm not going to give out the name yet until it gets rock solid. Then, then I'll post a video of it, the thumbnail and everything on YouTube, and share it out so you know who it is. But
Yeah, I think it's a great thing, what you're doing, trying to encourage other women. And it's hard on them because, you know, if they don't have somebody to show them, to encourage them, and help them along the way, they want to give up, you know.
I don't want no female angler giving up in this
Right,
community because they deserve everything. They're To me in this community, they're not a female. They're just another angler that's out there wanting to enjoy
Exactly.
catfishing, wanting to be known, wanting the respect,
Well,
and they
if
deserve it.
you just
right.
look, you just look in your chat right now. There's one that just put Alicia Barnett. She's in a bunch of chats. Always has great stuff to say. You
Now,
got, of course, Miss Catfish and Katie Collins. You've got
I
Sharina,
I have
Judy Booty. She's been, I think she's come
Judy
from.
Booty is a guy, by the way.
What's that?
Judy Booty is a man.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
his video.
Well, I thought that. Well, don't I feel silly right now?
No,
But
don't feel that way because the other day I was on a chat and he explained it. I said, "So
yeah,
you're Judy Booty?" I
yeah,
said, "Well, do
he
you want to
explained
be
it.
called so and so or Judy Booty?" And he said Judy Booty, and I thought,
That's his
"Well,
nickname, and his
yeah,
brother's name is Darla, and Darla's a girl's name, but it's not. Darla isn't actually his brother's name. That's their nicknames that they're going by.
I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty catchy."
It is.
Yeah.
I put on one of my videos where I caught that striper. I knew I had misspelt striper. It said stripper. And Ken said, "You need to change that." And I thought, you know what? I'm going to leave it. I think that's funny. Maybe people will catch it and watch it, you know, because it said, it was supposed to say striper fun, but it
I didn't.
said super fun, and I thought, Lord, everybody be clicking on that one.
I was corrected in Messenger. I have two drum queens in chat. The second one is Alicia. Not only is Serena a drum queen, but Alicia is too.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, Jude Booty, I apologize for that there. You know what I think happened is I try to watch a lot in chat, and I think somebody must have said she, because I know that you came, I think you were first on Chris Flores' channel, and then you know that's where people had known you from, and now coming over. That's hilarious.
Hey, everybody
Yeah,
in chat,
I
let's get.
understand. I thought the same thing. I mean, I thought the same thing. And then when I found out different, I thought, well, he get one over on me.
Everybody in chat, let's share out Katie Collins' link to her channel. She's at 156 subscribers, and if she gets up to 250, she's going to do a giveaway.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. You know how we were talking before about you were talking about you put your hand on your reel and you can feel that that thing already. And I said you got that sixth sense with that. Well, Miss Catfish and Katie Collins, after listening to her, she has that same thing with talking with people up on here. She does an amazing job. So she's got that sixth sense when it comes to talking with people, the good timing with it, asking the right questions, just a beautiful personality. So
I like what Fishing Chick said here, Stan. the look on your face when I told you that he was a guy. You're like,
Yeah, that's
what?
gonna be. I might have just made the Golden Whiskers blooper award.
On live stream.
I'm gonna have to come up with something, make an award.
The shock and awe theory of Stan McMahon finding out a girl was a guy.
He said he blames Chris Flores.
That's where it must have been. Yes, that's where I heard it.
He said he blames Chris Flores because he told everyone we were girls at the Cat Con.
That was the first place where I saw Judy Booty, was at the Cat Con this past year, the virtual Cat Con. So that's where I think I got that from. That's good. Chris isn't here. We'll blame Chris. That's
yeah.
I'll go with that.
No, I can't say nothing, blame nothing, or say nothing bad about Chris because he's made a dream come true for me.
She said that's a dude. Well,
But hey, I do have to agree. Your look on your face when I told you it was a guy was like priceless.
Oh, I can feel my cheeks getting redder than they are for being out in the sun all day.
I thought your eyes and tongue was gonna pop out of your head.
George Ray says, I'm from the UK and no, Judy's a guy.
I don't think
actually I did that on purpose. My goal was just to make people laugh tonight, and I did it. So there we go.
I don't think you're gonna live that one down anytime soon.
Hey.
Abby, just tell them that me and Stan's got dementia.
Yeah,
everybody, you gotta forgive Stan. He has Alzheimer's and dementia.
Well, and I can't see. If y'all ever see me go like this, where I get a little closer to the screen and look over the top, I can't read. It's hard to
Lord God, I've done this many times. It's unreal. And I only have to do it for the small, just the small reading. But I can see driving. Ken might disagree with that, but I ain't run over nobody lately.
Oh my goodness.
Judy says he loves Chris Flores. He's a prankster.
Yeah.
My ultimate goal this year, I'm going to save my money and I'm going to New Mexico and I'm going to fish with Chris Flores.
Here's the king of some 80-pound cats in the chat. We have Epic catfishing. We got the king of the 80-pounders.
Yeah, Epic is. I'd love to go fishing with him.
He comes down here to my neck of the woods to go fishing for those big cats.
You'd be one of the people to handle it, Paula.
And, I still know a couple.
Knowledge.
I know a couple of his honey holes up here too. At least one I know. And I don't got a big enough boat to get me over there to get to it.
I do. What day you want to go?
Hey, Epic.
Hey, Epic.
He's a king of the monsters down here. Have you seen his videos? You ought to see some of the big monsters he's pulling in. And I know every one of them is close to 60, 80, 90 pounds, if not better.
Yeah.
There's a couple, I think there'd be a couple in there that he has that'd be close to 100.
Yeah. Somebody said something a while ago that I needed my own show like Chris Souders, but I don't know about all that. Chris was supposed to come here the 1st and 2nd of April, and we'd gotten all that flooding, and I said, I just feel like it would be a bad time for you to come because I don't want you to come and me not be able to put you on a fish. And but I think we're planning on doing something in May, and that's like oh my God, I'm gonna be on the boat with Chris Souders, Uh, it's just this has been an experience of a lifetime, and I hope it never ends.
There's another statement from one of your fans. Paula, if you ever make it to New Mexico, he'd be even just happy just to have a picture taken with you.
And I just want to clarify that is he. That is he.
That ain't what you said 30 seconds ago.
You got it, Judy Booty. You got it. And I'm
Okay.
gonna make it down there. I'm gonna make it this year. I don't know what time, but because I'm not a retired game warden.
She's a monster slayer.
I'm a hard-working cows,
Oh,
weed eating, mowing, seasonal worker. So I've got the scratch to save, but I'm gonna get there.
I like that statement he made.
yeah, and that's one thing what I was trying to say before. Like Alicia had even agreed with it there that she's caught some of the biggest fish that's in that body of water. So be happy about that. Be excited. It doesn't matter what the end goal is. If your biggest fish in that water is that big and you catch it, be happy. You got the monster of the monsters that are in that water, and you should be thrilled to death about it.
I want to say something on top of that, Stan. If you catch a 50 or 60-pound cat, don't stop there because there's bigger in there with that 60-pound cat.
Right. A lot of people
if you
fish in my area because they don't think that we have big fish. They're there.
Yeah, exactly. If you catch a 50 or a 60, and you think that's all that's in there, don't stop. Put on a bigger bait, cast it out there. You might catch that 60 again, or you might catch an 80 or 90 or 100-pound after that.
Yeah, they're there. You just have to find them. You got to put the time in and find them.
And Paul, you made a comment earlier about the if you lose the passion for fishing, lose the passion for that, whatever. Now that means different things to different people. Some people want to go out and if they catch 25 3-pound fish, 3-pound channel cats or blues or whatever, they're happy as that's what their goal is. So if that's what fishing is to you, you want to go out, it's your way to get outside. You just enjoy. If you go there and you catch a few, you're happy. That's great. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what your passion for fishing is, that's awesome.
Right.
If your passion is to move up to that next level or go to that next, you've caught 30s, but you want the 40. Well, if there's no fish in your waters that have that 40, if that's what's going to drive you, you got to find out where to go to get them and how to catch them.
I also agree with that point because I know that some parts of the James River, they can hold certain amount of weights, and another part will hold bigger amounts.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You just
my passion is not. And don't get me wrong, I like catching monster catfish. My passion is fishing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really getting into this research. It's like learning about them, learning the habits, even the bait fish. I love to research this, to read, the data, the stories. But my ultimate passion is basically fishing.
Katie has to go to bed. She has a funeral in the morning for her aunt. So everybody, let's keep her and her family in prayers.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bad stuff going on here.
Yeah, like Epic is saying, just listen to my voiceovers. That's what I expect. That's what I'm always thinking. That's not always what we're going to get, but it's what I want. And I agree with it. I agree with what he's saying there. You're going for the big ones, but you never know what you're going to catch until he hits.
Right. Right. You don't go out there thinking, well, I'm going to come home with a 100-pounder,
No,
because the odds of that happening is rare. Like I said earlier, you can go fishing every day for 30 days straight, and I'll guarantee you'll have more days coming home without fish than with fish.
exactly.
Because the conditions changes every day. Uh,
Like Epic was saying about the Mississippi River, you got high water levels, you got low water levels, and you got the perfect water level and the perfect flow for the fish to be biting. And if you catch it on that time where the fish are biting with that perfect water and the temperature and the flow all lining up, you're gonna hit cats like that. But once one of those things fall out of sync on that Mississippi, it's gonna change drastically.
Bingo.
It's gonna be a door slamming shut right
It's
on your
like
face.
that. Is the lawyer or judge scale? If one thing is thrown out of sync, it ain't going. You're gonna have to adjust, and that's where the research comes in. That's where the research comes
Oh
in.
yeah. You want to read that one, Stan?
Sure. Alicia Barnett, and I'm liking her more and more, says, Paula, I think you and I are made of the same stuff. I love researching fishing and conditions, et cetera, et cetera. And fishing is my absolute passion, my therapy. It's my everything. And that's well said. That's what's going to get you to,
Well,
that's
Alicia,
fishing in your heart.
I appreciate you saying that, and who knows, we may be first cousins.
This one reason why I like Jason Lamb because me and him, we both go for broke when we go fishing, but we have a great time doing it. I met this guy. We've had an awesome time at the meet and greets. He's an awesome man. And if you have questions about fishing for cats, big cats, he'll share you. He'll talk to you. And if he has questions for you, he'll ask you the same thing.
Yeah, I never not show nobody where I caught a fish, or tell them where I caught a fish, or uh, because there's no guarantee that fish is going to be there tomorrow. Uh, so, I mean, I don't have any secrets, or I'm glad to tell anybody anything I know. Not that it's going to help them, but there's no point in. One thing I don't like is spot fishing. If you start getting in the habit of going to your spots each time, you're not learning anything. You're
Can I
not.
get one of my mods in chat to post Alicia's link?
Definitely. And Alicia, you said before that you just have some pictures. Well, just start with some little pictures like they do on Google puts your time thing together. That's how I did my first video. Google Photos actually put it together and had a little music to it, and that was my first video. That's what got me started.
Download quick, and it'll make a video for you. You pick out the pictures, and then you pick out the song, and then it'll come up with a video for you. There's lots of different ways, and I don't know them. I can tell you that. I just know a few. But
I'm still learning every day, and I talk to Epic about that a lot, different things to try to do, and that's one of the things that I learned. Like today, when we got to the river, we should have went to a different spot. It's like That's the one thing with boat and bank is like I just had that feeling. We were trying to figure things out ahead of time, and then you get to a spot, and it's a newer spot for us that we haven't been to a bunch, but I knew it was just wrong timing for there, but we stayed there anyhow. And you sit there and you second guess yourself and things like that. And it's a little different when you're doing a live and you know that you're trying to but you got to go with what your gut tells you, what you've learned.
Yeah, mistake number one, never leave plan one.
Yeah.
Always stick with plan one. Because when you start second guessing yourself, you start messing with your own head. Stick with plan one all the way.
See, what I do is a lot of times I don't go to the river with a plan. I just know what I'm going to with bait, and that's it. I can take the bait. I look at the river. I read it. I don't use no electronics that day. I go to old school. I go there and read the water, look at the contour of the river, and pick a hole and cast.
There you go.
According to what I read. And then about 80% of the time, I'll pull out 3 or 4 casts.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm just laughing at the Judy comment. That was I still got tears coming out of my eyes. I still got tears coming out of my eyes from that. I'm laughing so hard. That was I can bet because I know what I felt like once I went. Avid's like
I think we got it good, or not we got you got it like, good.
And I think what good. And I think the that my response to that
good with that one.
He may have a nightmare tonight over that.
I think my response was even better. I'm like, "Are you sure?"
You see, like a lot of people don't know, I learned the old ways of fishing from a lot of old timers. From when I was a kid, back in the 60s and 70s, being raised up fishing. And I've learned a lot about reading waters and the contours and everything on where to find big cats, what to look for in the water, whether it be lake or river. And those are something I hold close to my heart. And people saying nowadays, well, you need this type of navionics, you need Google Earth, you need this, you need that, you need a fish finder. I'm like, no, I don't.
Right.
I can do pretty good.
I've got a lot of stuff that I use, and if you will always go back to your basics.
Yeah, go back to your basics every once in a while and brush up on them.
Right. Go back to your basics.
You learn something new almost every time you try to do it.
Yeah, go back to your basics. It keeps you grounded and keeps that passion going.
I'm not knocking the new electronics and everything. It's just I like the electronics for some things. For like reading the barometric pressures, the wind pressure, the moon phases and stuff like that. But when it comes just to leaving that behind and going to the lake for a week or two, just going back to old school ways and trying something, you'll find
here's the way I look at it. If you're just taught electronics, that's all you're going to know.
Right.
Like when I learned to fish with a hand line before I even had a pole. I was taught the old school ways myself. And, so is a pole better than throwing a hand line? Of course. Now we use ugly stick catfish rods, $30 rods, whatever. It's only rated up to like 4 ounces, and we're chucking 8, 9, 10 ounces out with it. Would a Chris Flores Muddy River catfish rod make it easier for me to swing those bigger baits, and would it help my fishing? Of course it would. But I could go back to that hand line and catch fish still.
Oh yeah.
It's not that you need it, but if I had a Muddy River Chris Flores rod, I would use it every single time I went out because it would make it you know, it'd make it easier to chuck those baits. It would make it better to for fighting the fish. You know, there's things that, of course, it'll help you. So that's the way I look at it. It shouldn't be a need it. It should be a, yeah, these extra things will help me.
It's a desire to have. But
It's
I like what Epic says.
it's a lot
Yep.
of confidence. Like demon dragons or cat and shads, you know, everybody gets all this stuff and they put on their line. You're thinking, dang, if you got room for a hook, you know, a lot of that stuff is more confident than needing, you know.
Like Epic saying, y'all know instincts are huge in fishing success. But a lot of times, if I have, I might know the answer, but I'll ask Epic to confirm it or deny it. But sometimes I ask Epic a question to see what his answer is going to be, and see if it answers up to what I was taught in old school. And 90% of the time, the answers line up just like that.
Right.
And that's why I like Epic. Is if I'm wrong, he won't he won't butter he won't coax over to my way. He'll just say it straight down the line.
Right. Right.
Well,
And that's a good thing.
that's why I like people that can answer a question. Paula, you're good with this too. Epic. A lot of the people that are able to consistently go out and catch the bigger fish, they know why they're doing it that way. And if you ask them that, they'll tell you why, you know, what they're looking for. Not just well, find this. Well, why are you doing that? Well, because you know, XYZ, this is the current is here. This is you know, this is where they're more comfortable to be in that exact spot because of this, the current and the break and the depth and the temperature, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's the why of it. And
Yeah, exactly.
that's
One of
what
these days, I plan on trying to get Epic up here as a guest to help out some of the beginner catfishing people, both men and women, who want to learn more about catfishing up here, to where he can answer their questions. That's
Yeah.
my goal.
Uh, let's just say we're playing baseball. Y'all swing a bat different than I swing a bat.
Right.
Just like fishing. Everybody has their own little way of fishing, you know, their own
Exactly.
little nick. And that's good. That's a good thing, because if, say, Stan gets on the boat with me next week and he said, hey, you know, I was in a similar situation and we did this, that's good information. You know, it's something, it's goes back to the fact of being teachable.
Right.
You need to
We're all
learn.
teachable.
Right.
yeah, I say that I've been fishing for almost 5 decades, and I hear that and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm getting old. But
Another thing I like about Epic, he's also a biologist, so he kind of knows the riverways and waterways and a lot of fish and tricks that they do and
Yeah.
how they feed and where they like to hang out and stuff. Because he has that kind of knowledge where he went to college and everything to become that, and he shows it with his answers.
Right. That's
And
what Ken is.
right, and he's here to help everybody in the community to land those bigger cats, to get into positions to find those sunken barges that you can reach from shore, and to give you the tips on how to bring them out.
Right. That's exactly right. Guys, we're past my bedtime.
oh my
Okay.
goodness, I just realized that it is almost midnight here on the East Coast.
Dang
It's
it.
almost 11 o'clock here.
Yeah.
we're pushing 3 hours, and we've been having fun up here, Paula.
Yeah, we're having a great show, haven't we?
Yeah, we're
Uh,
just rocking it.
yeah,
We've been sticking between 30 and 40 people in here, and we still got 20 people in chat.
that's great. That's great. I hope you get a lot of hits on it, and
Oh, I think by tomorrow we're gonna have at least four or 500 hits on this thing.
well,
Your
great.
your audio and stream tonight, your audio is perfect. So whatever, I don't know, on some other ones there's been a issue with
No, I got a new laptop. I
No, I
went
was
and bought a
talking
new
with
laptop.
yeah, but the Paula's audio every once in a while there's a kick in it, and tonight it's been perfect the whole time. It's been
Hers
absolutely
been
perfect.
Well, I think it was because earlier I bent over to get something and knocked the little table. I've got my laptop and knocked it all off in the floor and picked the laptop off up and set it back on the table. And I thought, well, that ought to have been good for it. So maybe it helped.
Yeah,
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
I tried something new tonight, Stan. I was running 2 streams at one time, one on Facebook and one in here. So I don't know how well it turned out on Facebook. Have to go back over there and watch it after the end, see how it came out. This first time I've done 2 streams at one time.
What I'll do if it didn't turn out, I'll just go to your YouTube and share it on my Facebook channel.
All right, I know it's still running over there until I quit going live here. Once I quit going live here, it'll end over there.
Okay, well, I don't mean to be rude, but I don't know how to do it. You have to bleep me out, or
I ain't gonna bleep you out, but I'll help you exit out.
do y'all remember the Samantha where
Yeah.
Yeah. Bewitched.
Yeah, because I've got to go get my second COVID shot first thing in the morning. I'm excited to get that done out of the way. But it has been great. I've had a blast. And anytime y'all want to invite me on, I will be glad to come on.
Oh, trust me, there's gonna be more. This is just the first.
And I appreciate everything y'all said.
Next time I'm going to try to have a few more female anglers up here on the panel with you.
It really touched my heart. And
what? Not to cut you off real quick, Paula, but Epic, you said you want to have some more female anglers up there. You're going to ask Judy Booty to come up, right?
No, I'm leaving that. I'm leaving his for your stream. I'm leaving Judy Booty's for Bank the Boat stream.
yeah, we're gonna have to get a hold of Creole and pull some kind of prank on Stan.
Trust me. Hey, I can get a hold of Creole.
I
can get a hold of Creole. I can make that happen.
Yeah, you tell him we're gonna have to pull a good prank on him.
Paula, thank you so much.
I'm gonna have Creole watch this video.
You're very welcome, and I appreciate everything y'all say, and it means the world to me. And I just hope I can keep doing it every day.
Oh, you can until the good Lord takes you.
That's right.
All right, God bless you, Paula.
All right, God bless y'all.
God bless you.
All right, then.
You have a good night.
You too. You gonna bleep me out, right?
I'm gonna exit you out for you.
All right. See you guys.
Oh my goodness. Well, Epic, the show, Avid, the show might have made the.
Boy, I see what you think of me now. You think more of Epic than me. Wow.
I'm just full of it tonight, aren't I? I'm
first you call Judy a female. So you calling me Epic, and Epic's in chat.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's the Sunday night shows. You and Katie, Miss Catfishing Katie Collins, best name in YouTube. Y'all have an awesome show on Sunday nights. You know, I love it. A lot of people are really talking about it, and it's a great thing.
Yeah, I got I think 3+1 coming up next week, and I got an open spot for the week after. So I'm trying to get this other female angler to come up.
Uncle, it's the shirt.
What? He
Oh
can't. Hey, he's getting blinded by the diamonds.
Oh my goodness. Whew.
But I'm gonna have try getting a third for the third week. I'm gonna get another female angler up here. She also does tournaments as well. I'm going to see if I can get a hold of Epic so I can get him hooked up for the fourth week out. No, 1, 2, yeah, three shows out, and get him lined up. So
you see what Alicia said up there? She literally LOL'd at that while walking her dog out in the dark in the country.
where'd she?
Oh man.
I
Yeah,
feel
that's
appreciated if Stan gets me confused with Avid. I'm trying to find that one where Alicia said that. Oh, while walking my dog in the dark in the country. I'm surprised she didn't bust a gut laughing real hard.
Oh my goodness. I still hurt my rib from laughing so hard sometimes. It's amazing.
That one was funny. You almost hit the camera when you came off that wall.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't believe I just did that.
You're like, huh? What? Really? You sure?
Are you sure? Yeah, he's sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've seen these videos, and he don't look like no woman.
Well, now I'm gonna have to go watch every single one of his videos and comment every single time on one of them.
Alicia, I want to get you up here as well as a guest. I want to get a lot more of these female anglers up here as a guest.
Uncle
So
Lou said,
Stan will know they're females and not guys.
Uncle Lou is saying the dog probably looked at Alicia. What the hello? Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the dog was trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, I sit here and when I watch a lot of the shows, and most people know I wear hearing aids and I stream the shows.
Right.
When I'm not up here, when I'm up here, I can't use them because it messes up StreamYard. But I'm watching other people's shows and stuff, and I'll be in bed or whatnot and listening, and I'll all of a sudden, everybody sees I like to laugh a lot, and it's I don't have one of those quiet little laughs. My wife will look over at me. What the hell are you doing over there?
Polar Bear just made this statement.
Polar Bear.
He's a new subscriber, and he's been on a lot of the new chats lately, but he's been a good guy so far.
Whew. I refer to what I said a minute ago, James. Yeah, brain farts definitely are real. I have a bunch of them. If you watch me,
Alicia, I would like to get you up here as a guest, and you can share your tips, tricks, and everything else in your channel as well, and get you known out in the catfish community and help you grow.
definitely.
I like doing this with all catfish and anglers and everybody. And I would like to get Uncle Lou up here too sometime.
Yeah, I would definitely love to. Whenever he's ready to come up, he's welcome on. I know he's welcome anytime on your show. He's welcome anytime on Friday nights. Uncle Lou Lee Reed, another one, just an awesome what he does for catfishing and for supporting us out here that are up here trying to do this kind of stuff. I can't say enough. Him and Mindy, I consider them amazing friends.
All right, hold on a minute. Polar Bear, we have shows 7 nights a week. And if you like, Stan can run through the listings of every night and the hours that they're on. And you're more than welcome to hang out in all the live chats and all the shows and ask questions. And we'll have answers for you.
Oh, without a
And
doubt.
go over to Epic's channel, Epic Catfishing channel on YouTube. Watch his videos. Get in on Friday night when Epic is in there and ask them questions. And they'll ask you all kinds of they'll answer your questions. No matter what question you have, they have an answer.
Thank you. Yes.
You want to go through the weekly run up for me?
Oh, without a doubt. I'd be glad to do that. We'll start it out on Monday nights. And if anybody out there, because I know people out in chat will know them, so if I forget anybody, please forgive me. And if anybody wants to get a list of it, I know Catfish and Katie Collins had a list in the Facebook page, but you can also email me, twostandsfishing@gmail.com or whiskerhooker@yahoo.com, and I'll email you a list of the links for all the shows. But Monday night we start at 8 o'clock with Catfish. At 8 o'clock, I'm going to do Eastern Time, United States, so y'all can figure it out from there. But Catfish Weekly, amazing show. That's been like the standard bearer for these catfish shows since 7, 8 years. Lyle's done it, and
Actually,
now
9.
9 years, and now he's got Patriot James with him. So Catfish Weekly, awesome channel, awesome show. Followed right at 9 o'clock by Mark from Catfish and Crappie. That's his channel, Catfish and Crappie. He has another amazing show. It's Monday nights are great. Followed up one by Lyle and Catfish Weekly, followed by Catfish and Crappie. He has Hooked Catfish this Monday night at 9 o'clock. And Catfish Weekly has DMV Whisker King at 8 o'clock. Tuesday nights at 8, you've got Muskrat Adventures. That's his channel, Muskrat Adventures. Roger, and always talking catfishing, always some adventure. You're hanging out with your friends just like tonight, and we're talking about catfish, talking about, techniques on how to get your bait to the catfish a little better, just all kinds of. There's always something being talked about. It's a great show. Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock. Wednesday night, you got Patriot James with God Bless America's Catfishers. Another great show. Patriot's always got something to say. So again, that's Patriot James' channel there. Thursday night, we got another double night, and that's on Fishing with the Chad. Awesome. You know that you're going to be entertained Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. Fishing with the Chad. That's a
comical relief channel there.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that would be my things tonight with the laughter. That would be amazing on. That'd be a perfect fish on the bait shop. Fishing with the Chad.
Just be glad Chad wasn't in here and he caught that.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm sure he'll find out about it. I'm sure it's not the end of what I've said. So I'm sure I'm going to be catching some slack for that for a while.
Hey, people in chat's will not let you live that one down.
Hey, but that's all right. If my mistake brightened up somebody's night and some people got some laughs out of it.
I think your reaction got most of the laughs.
That was probably a learned response because, like I said, I worked in the restaurant industry for 20 years. I managed restaurants. And that's about the biggest mistake you can make when you talk to somebody, especially in like a restaurant situation. And I've actually done that same mistake in person before. So I think that kind of going back to that situation that actually happened in person, it kind of, it's like, I didn't make that mistake again. But so you got Fishing with the Chad Thursday nights at 8. Then you've got Panfish Nation at 9 o'clock. Lyle and Mark again, awesome show talking about crappie and bluegill. They've had guests on so far. Babe Winkleman was one of the guests. O'Neill Williams from O'Neill Outside. So just amazing guests that they've had on. Now let's see, Friday night. Who were the jokers on Friday night? Why can't I remember the Friday? Oh, that's right. That's Bank to Boat with Stan and Creo. That's on my channel, Two Stands Fishing. Avid, thank you so much for Avid was originally the Friday night show, and then he was nice enough to let Mark take over. Avid had some scheduling things from work, and you were working about 500 hours a week, I think, Avid. I don't think you were ever at home.
No, I was at work for 7 days a week for 6 months.
Yeah, it was nuts. So you would let Mark do the Friday night shows.
And Mark grew from just being a guest just to step up to cover for me. And that 6 months, his channel went leaps and bounds real quick.
Well, Mark's an amazing. He does an amazing show. His I call him the broadcaster extraordinaire because he just has that right personality, the perfect voice, the right content. So Mark, Catfish and Crappie, again, I consider him a good friend.
He's an awesome friend.
Yeah. And then I was lucky enough, after things were straightened out, I was lucky enough to do Friday night shows and look at that. Creo and I are now doing it, and the comments that I get from people just it touches your heart. The how much people appreciate being able to ask questions, and the content and the things that we're putting out on Friday nights with Creo. People just love it, and Epic is Epic's been a big part of that. He comes on. He's been coming on the end of the show every week, and I guess we were calling it Professor Catfish Tip of the Week or Epic Tip of the Week, but that's been great having him there doing that segment every week, and
the Epic Tip of the Week. I like that. That's cool.
We've learned so much, and it's just that we have a great time every Friday night. Saturday night used to be Norm from Catfish Headhunters.
No, it's Whisker Weekly.
What's that?
Whisker Weekly.
Yep. It used to be a Norm Catfish Headhunters. I was working with him for a little bit. He's not doing the weekly show now, but he's got some awesome videos and stuff there. So Norm from Catfish Headhunters. Now it is Mike Greenwell, bumping Mike Greenwell with his channel name is Greenwell Fishing. Greenwell Fishing. So you got Weekly Whiskers. 8 o'clock. He had Chris Souders on a week or so ago.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Awesome. He does a great job. That's another great show. Sunday nights. Let's see. Sunday nights. Why am I? Oh, that's right. We've got Palmetto Cats at 8 o'clock.
Oh, you mean Happy Gilmore?
I'm gonna have to check that out. I heard that he's got a new name.
Well, if you look at El Sands' new video he put out, you'll understand why I call him Happy Gilmore.
Oh, Epic. I just saw what Epic put out there. Yeah, it's more like Epic Catfish 5 tips of the week. And
I agree with that one, Epic. Last week I thought you put out 6 or 7 of them.
It's like I said, I can't thank Epic enough for
he's an amazing man. I got to give him that.
Yep. And again, if we were closer, he'd be one of my best friends. I just I talk with him on a regular basis, and I don't think he knows what it means to me, but really appreciate his friendship. But Sunday nights, 8 o'clock, you got Palmetto Cats. Again, such an entertaining person. Always something going on at Palmetto Cats.
You never know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, and we're going to do he's got the Iron Cat competition coming up in April 23rd, starting at Friday night, April 23rd at 6 p.m., going to whenever the last person. It's actually going to when everybody else quits, and I'm still the last one standing. But
well, I see a female going to win this one.
So now you're calling me a female, huh?
No.
What kind of person would make that mistake?
You.
But that's going to be
regulators. If you want to watch something funny, go back and watch this live stream. And I think about 30 minutes or 40 minutes from the end, you'll see where two stands found out that Judy is not a woman, but a man.
Yeah, I was in a whole speech about how I love having the females, Sharina and Katie Collins and Alicia and Sabrina and Judy Booty was there, and I swore at CatCon that I heard Judy Booty called her girl, she
female.
Yeah, I could have sworn that I heard, and I think it was Chris Flores that said it, and so I just went with it and said, yeah, love having the questions by Judy Booty. she does, she has some good questions. Epic. Avid's like, Judy's a guy. Oh, man. Are you sure he's a guy?
Everybody in chat knew he was a guy except you.
Oh my goodness.
That was epic. Regulator says it sounds like Stan.
Yeah, that sounds like me. I'll give it that. But hey, everybody got a good laugh out of it. So if I make
that, I'm sorry to borrow your name for a minute, Epic, but that was epic. That was an epic reaction out of your face when you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Shoot forward into that camera. It was really epic.
I can't wait to go back and look at that because it was just my response was just instinctual. I'm like, "Are you sure?"
Alicia, when you do a screenshot of that, send it to me.
Yeah.
Please, I want it. I want a screenshot of that, Alicia, when you get it.
Yes, definitely. Pass that on to me, Avid, when you get that. Oh man,
I might post that to Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely. We got to nominate that for the Golden Whiskers Blooper Award. I don't know if it's going to win, but it'll be up there. So, anyways,
Uncle Lou is a good person. He has Uncle Lou's bait shop and tackle on Facebook, where you can get if you can't find what you're looking for at Bluff City Epic, you can go to his place on Facebook, his tackle shop there, and he can probably get what you want.
Yeah, just look on any of my videos, and Uncle Lou's tackle Facebook page link is in the description of all the videos. So we got Palmetto Cats, the Iron Cat competition coming up. That's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be 8 of us up there until, like I said, I'm the last one standing. It might go 2-3 days. And if you think I say funny stuff and off the wall stuff when I'm not sleep deprived, wait till about day 2 and see what stuff I'm saying. So,
the tackle shop in Alton, Epic. Yeah, I'm saying if you can't find the hooks there, you can probably go online to Uncle Lou's tackle shop on Facebook and get your hooks there as well.
And so you got Palmetto Cats, 8 o'clock on Sunday nights. And then, let's see, after Palmetto Cats, there's somebody, I think I like them. Trying to remember.
I think it's Casper.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It's Avid and Katie fishing from the bank on Avid's channel. An amazing show to end the week with. A lot of respect for bringing up some of the guys and girls that are just getting going with this, and or people that have been doing it a little bit. But there's always it's always a good time. There's a lot of fishing topics talked about. As you saw tonight, there's always a lot of fun. Usually at somebody else's expense, but
no, Epic Uncle Lou's the one in chat. Uncle Lou's one in chat that has online tackle shop that he has on Facebook.
And I did forget one. 6 o'clock on Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock is Kelly Bullock with the Bullock Experience. Has what's the name of that? What's in your tackle?
What's in your tackle box?
What's in your tackle box? There you go. Thank you. That's at 6 o'clock on Tuesday nights. Epic was a guest on there a couple weeks ago. I think this next Tuesday is going to be Bumpin' Mike Greenwell is going to be the guest. So Lyle was a guest on there one of the weeks on What's in Your Tackle Box.
You couldn't have had a better guest for your opening show.
What? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
You couldn't have asked for a better guest to start out the show.
Oh,
no, he's
Lyle?
not. He's not in Bluff City. He has his own store. He has a Uncle Lou's tackle shop on Facebook. You go ahead with what you're saying. I'm just trying to help.
No, that was I went through the whole list. That's the entire list. If anybody wants that list, like I said, Katie put a list in on Facebook a while
we
back.
have a list. We have a list on Fishing from the Bank on Facebook. On Abbott and Katie's Fishing from the Bank page.
And
you can get one from me, you can get one from Stan, you can get one from almost everybody in chat.
Yep. Feel free to email me at twostandsfishing at gmail.com.
Or whiskerhookers.com.
Or whiskerhooker at yahoo.com.
That one almost didn't sound right.
Whiskerhooker?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's been that was like an ongoing long time nickname. Catfish, whiskers, and hooker. You fish them, you got to hook them. So
I know. It just caught me off guard when you said
it. Yeah, Polar Bear. Just feel free to email me, twostandsfishing at gmail.com, and I can send you an email back with the links to all the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, Alicia. He's coming up with weird name. Whisker Hookers.
Whisker Hooker.
She's still getting a laugh out of it.
That's right. Hey, that's what it's all about. I actually used that. Nickname like for any gaming thing. All right, George Ray. Thank you for being there all day.
Yeah, thanks, George Ray, for being all the lives today and coming in tonight and supporting Paula Smith. Everybody, let's go over there and show her channel some love and help her channel grow.
Are you kidding? George Ray from over there across the big pond. I
know. He comes in here all the time.
I think I'm going to say he. I think I'm safe with saying that. But
I see you say that with a question mark on your face.
But he's gonna. He was in watching Stand Day Morning this morning. So
yeah, he was in chats all the way from the morning. He was in a lot of the other chats during the day.
Yeah, amazing.
He's in it now.
Yeah, all the way through another 3 hours. So
wow. It's amazing.
Or what? Almost 3.5 now, right? I've been on here 3.5, so
yeah, we've been
3 hours, 3 hours and 15 minutes so far. Awesome.
It's been epic. Especially, I can't get over that reaction. Yeah, but it's gone good, and all of a sudden you said Judy Booty's a female. I'm like, Does he not know?
I guess not.
Until I said that, and you looked at me like, "Are you sure?" Paula goes, "Yeah, it's a guy."
But like I said, everybody got a big laugh out of that,
Oh,
so it was worth it.
everybody was having a field day with that one,
I got big
especially
shoulders.
Alicia.
I got big
Huh?
shoulders. Anybody's more than willing to laugh with me.
Oh,
I
hey,
don't take,
that's just funny. I was
I
trying to be
don't take
nice and polite about breaking it to you, but there's no other way I could do it.
No, that worked out perfect. That made it even funnier.
It was, I was trying to be polite and be calm about it and let you know that he's a
Yeah,
guy.
she's a guy. Uh,
If Katie would have been up here, she'd been spit her drink all over the monitor. I'm praying her phone didn't burn out. I'm hoping Katie's phone didn't burn up.
yeah, I think she was all right because she had said she came in to
Well, her
chat
phone.
after that. So.
She messaged me after that and said her phone was overheating and she's trying to get on through her laptop.
Huh.
So I hope her phone's gonna be all right. But I'll find out tomorrow. All right, all. It's been an awesome night. It's been.
Yeah, it's been. Thank you very much, Avid. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I like the more than 64th jigs, Epic. Yeah, I use the more than 64th jigs. They work awesome on bluegills. But it's been an awesome night. I've had an awesome guest in here tonight. I had Katie Collins and I had Two Stains Fishing as well to help greet such an awesome queen of the 80-pound club.
Yeah.
And I even have the epic catfish biologist in here, an amazing man that fishes the Mississippi River in chat. I have a ton of amazing people that follow me every week, and I'm glad to
Avid,
have you all here.
I want to thank you for letting me come up a bunch of times. I love doing this with you. I think Sharina done took my my primary co-host, filling co-host spot, but that's okay. If I'm going to be replaced by somebody, let it be Sharina. She's awesome. But thank you for giving a lot of people, like I said, when we're talking about catfish and crappie with the Friday night spot and letting that, and now I'm doing that, and what you're doing now with Katie, with bringing up a lot of the newer people coming up and giving them a chance to get some exposure. That's a awesome thing. So thank you for that. And I wanted to apologize for last week. I was supposed to, for those that didn't know, I was Avid had set up with me to come up to be the co-host with Fins and Finds, and my wife had some breathing issues last week, and it started on Sunday night right before the show was supposed to start. So I didn't even, my mind was just with that, and I didn't even get a chance to text you or anything. It was just that I was supposed to be up with
Hello, catfishing ain't easy. Welcome. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. That's a new name. I haven't seen that one. Catfishing ain't easy.
Hey, there you go. Yes, welcome. But yes, so again, thank you, Avid.
You're welcome.
And I love the 164th. I love the light jigs myself because I like that slower sink rate. And when I tie,
I use them not only for bluegills, but I use them for crappie because you put like artificial minnow on behind it, and you just cast it up and just let it drop behind the bobber, and it just goes slow. It don't act like a heavy weight, and as it's dropping, those crappie or bluegills will hit it like it's a live bait. Thank you, Epic.
yes, definitely.
It means a lot hearing that from you.
Uncle Josh, yes, she's and just to follow up on that, she was in the hospital for a few days. They got the breathing and everything, got that situation worked out. She's back home and doing great. So appreciate all the
Give her
prayers.
my best wishes and thoughts, would you?
I have already, Evan. Thank you so much.
Because
Yeah,
those 1/64th ounce jigs, you can either lace them with a wax worm, red wiggler, or a plastic bait. You'll catch anything from a bluegill to a skipjack, or a white bass or striped bass off those little jigs. Because those big fish are looking for prey that's swimming around, and they see something slowly dropping like that. It could be an injured fish, and they'll strike it. But them hooks are sharp as them. You barely poke yourself on the tip of that hook, you'll bleed just by barely touching it. Well, I'm not trying to prolong the show, but good night, everybody, in tight lines. I know you guys have to get to bed and get ready for work tomorrow. Epic, I know your new business is going to work out great. I know you got the skill set for building those rustic furnitures. Exactly. But good night and tight lines and sweet dreams. Alicia, send me that text in Facebook, would you please?
That's gonna be epic.
It's gonna be epic on Facebook too.